Welcome back, everybody, to a very special episode of the Smoking Dragons. Well, it's been just about a year. We're short a few days, aren't we? Like, when is the
October
official
4th. October
October
4th is
4th?
our official 1 year.
Yes. So, because we knew that the 1 year was actually coming up from when we started doing this, we decided we wanted to do something special. What we decided on was Return to War campaign. Basically, a one shot that started off my campaign last year, roughly last year, is being returned to. Whereas everybody was level 10 originally, now they are level 15. It has been some time in the story, and more things have progressed. Some things have gone straight to hell, and so on.
Question.
Uh, yes.
So, since this is technically a two-shot, could we call it like a two-chump?
2 for
Two
1.
pump chump.
A two-pump chump? What's a two-pump chump?
It's a one
It's like-
pump chump, but double.
But twice as good.
Double pump chump. Double trouble. Oh, call it trouble.
Today is the Jesse episode. Tomorrow will be the James episode of Team
Jesse
Rocket one shot.
James.
No,
Blast,
anyway,
blasting off again.
it was
Don't
blasting.
make me say their whole thing, because I'll
Don't
do
stop it, Meowth. Calm down. It's okay.
meow. That's right.
But the real question is, what is today?
Big Suck Monday,
It is.
boys and girls.
It is Big Suck Monday. We're Big Suck Monday.
Now,
That's our show.
when we had originally done this particular one shot, which was a one shot in Gardia originally, there were actually several players, but three
They
of those
died.
players were unable to actually join us today. So it is what it is. However, we did get at least two other players to join us. One who is actually a common player for the Tuesday game, and someone who should be joining us for episodes in the near future, who actually was with us recently for the eight. That would be my fucking dog, and
Who's a literal meta owl.
they lose their shit every single time someone goes anywhere near the door right around this time, and it's pissing me off because I'm like, okay, I swear to God, it's just a squirrel.
Well,
But with us is Trevor. Some of you might actually recognize him from the 80s action one shot where he played a very Schwarzenegger-esque Jean-Claude Van Damme type monk.
No way, Arnold is back, baby.
And this time you get to see his face because he actually got a webcam this time.
I went in by the webcam.
There's so much wrong going
Then
on.
they
right
wouldn't recognize him because he didn't have a face.
Oh, my
Well-
profile picture.
You
No, his
fool!
profile picture actually now works. It's it's Arnold going from
On
Total
top of-
Recall.
On top of that, that voice is it's not something you just forget.
you won't forget it. Never.
Trust me,
Uh,
the ladies don't either.
Before we get into it, however, let's have a little bit of a word from our sponsor. And Rico, you're dropping the ball for not writing a script for this.
Yeah, I didn't write a script. I've been fucking working all the time, man. Fucking think I got time?
Oh,
I
I'm
barely
sorry.
have time to sleep.
So
This
did
is
you-
my third. This is my third job.
So did you get your phone back from the mail then?
I sure did. I sure did, Christian. It was very convenient. And look, it is brand new. Look at that. The screen is all fixed and everything. It's beautiful. It's wonderful.
You should probably
all
remove the
thanks-
point off of it.
all thanks to RoboMobile, your leading phone services in Orange County, California. But you can, just like I did, mail in from all over the place. Just make sure you go and give their Facebook a like, and you can get all their contact information there. I believe their website is still down, unfortunately. But yeah, RoboMobile specializes in phone unlocking services, screen repairs, accessories, and wholesale for companies. They specialize in all sorts of stuff, anything phone related. They got you, and they actually just started doing a new thing called custom phone wraps. And the custom phone wraps, what it is it coats your phone in a vinyl, and it can be like a really cool pattern, and It's really nice. They come out really well. They have like this special machine that they use to put it all together. It's really cool. So definitely go give them a check. That's RoboMobile on Facebook. And I am hesitant on giving the website until it
It's
is
not
back
up.
up again. Yeah. So, but you can find the website there as well. So go give them a like. Tell them the Smoking Dragon sent you, and make sure to enjoy this our very special 1 year anniversary 2-part story of Return to War, and we are beginning with the first chapter, which is called The Rise of an Ancient Evil. Anthony, take us away.
Before we go into that, once again, thank you, RoboMobile. But I believe I have a splinter in my thumb.
Oh no.
So
Gotta remove the
Roll
whole
for
thumb.
initiative.
if you see me fucking around with my thumb a lot, now you know why.
Stop having
Because
wooden dice.
I don't have wooden dice. I don't know where this came from. I get random cuts and bruises everywhere I go. I don't know where they come from.
Anthony, make a Constitution save.
Great, grand, wonderful. I fucked that up. Okay, so
You rolled a 1?
no,
Dead.
I rolled a 10.
What's your
No,
Constitution modifier?
that should be enough.
I'm just I don't know. It's probably enough to where it's not hurting me, but at the same time, it's just
You're
Irritated.
not having a good time.
I'm just irritated at this point. I don't like splinters in my
It's a
body.
little prick, like a midget, you know.
What the fuck?
So, anyways,
did-
let's go ahead and jump right into the actual
What's
story.
his character's in?
His character's name is Chimpy.
Chim
So-
Chim.
It has been 5 years since these heroes were last seen and heard.
I haven't.
On
Shit.
more than one occasion, they have actually worked with the heroes of the Empire known as the Vanguardian, led by Alan, and kind of melded together with the Vanguardians in this team. You guys are officially unofficial Vanguardians, since you never actually gave me a name for your team, and no one even tried to
Vanguardians,
give
the
a name.
Guardians of the Galaxy,
What are
the
you talking about?
Vanguardians.
We gave the name last time we did this.
The
Really?
chimps.
What was it?
I don't
No.
fucking remember. I came
Yeah,
up
we
with
did
some
give a
name.
bullshit.
Okay,
There you
wait.
go.
I
Can
came
we
up
just
with
be
some.
called?
I came up with some on the spot bullshit last time
How
because
about
no one
the
else wanted to pick a
Vanguardians
name.
of the Galaxy?
Okay, that's you guys are official Vanguardians, but you don't necessarily work for the Vanguardians. So we're just going to call you other members, adjacent members of the Vanguardians, for the time being.
Guardvanians?
Shut up.
No,
Shut up.
The heroes formerly known as Third Vanguardians.
now you're the Fairy Heroes 4. Okay,
But there's 6 of
But
us.
there's not 4 of us.
there are 4 of you currently. The other 2 aren't actually in your party yet. Shut up.
Oh, we'll become the Fairy Hero 6!
Shut up.
No.
Just keep your mouth shut. Hot mess that cleaned up apparently.
Well,
Anyways,
it's
it has been years since you had actually started your adventures from basically just kind of wandering around throughout the Empire and actually helping out here and there. You had eventually made your way over to Phase, as well as found your way over in the Ambervale mountainy area, the Dogla Mountains to be specific. You adventured in the south, whose country names I have on a list, and I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. But you have adventured all throughout Amaroon, never once actually leaving Amaroon due to the fact that all of your missions and all of your requests were Amaroon specific, but always leading you back into the Empire. In this time, Azurda has actually gained a lot of information to take back to his people, and he seems to be quite pleased. However, there is one last mission before he is able to actually complete his initial mission,
Before I say, fuck off, see you later.
basically. Mistral and Fenmir continued their on-off relationship of confusion simply because Mistral can't seem to make up her mind. She is an arrogant Genasi, to be fair.
She's a fickle mistress. That
she
Mistral.
holds her breath forever and isn't your character human?
No, half elf.
Oh, okay, so I stopped aging, but you'll die eventually.
You'll
Eventually.
die of old age too.
Yeah, I could die of old age. I just still will
You
look
can.
good. I'll still look good when I'm 80.
You can and will.
Yeah,
Never.
Genasi are essentially just special humans that live slightly longer, but not that much.
Yeah, they're like 30 to 20 to 40 years longer than humans on average. But
He still
That
lives
means
longer than you
that
by
means
a
Fenrir
couple.
would outlive you.
well,
Yeah.
at least I won't age.
Fenrir can live to be about what 500 years old, roughly.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Half
So
elves live that long.
I
yeah,
live off the blood of my enemies.
the
Thought they lived
full-blooded
about
elves
20.
can live
And
up to
God
about
always
80.
was and always shall be.
Yeah, full-blood elves can.
Moving on, and then Rakur, your local cleric, your ASMR cleric, he continues to spread the words, the good word of the one of the only Tempest gods that actually isn't just either batshit insane or evil. Valkor?
Yes, I spread
Yes.
the good word of Valkyr.
He spread the good word of Valkor. He's even actually gotten a few people to convert to the Church of Valkor. So good for him. He's definitely doing some great things for his god. It is at this point. Wow, this music is going to be somewhat inappropriate for what's coming.
What kind of music are you wanting? I can put it
Obviously,
on real quick.
obviously somber.
I'm no,
Somber?
I'm looking for more dark and ominous because you're about to get a hell of a description. It is dawn.
Resident Evil
Actually,
3 safer.
Jesus fucking Christ. It is dawn. The sun is rising over the horizon, and everything has this orange tint to it.
Oh shit, it's my
You,
room.
the, the four of you, the four of you find yourselves on the back of a cart that is taking you to where your next mission will actually be given to you by Alan, a man you've all come to know and somewhat respect. Even if you don't respect him, you don't exactly go against his word because you've seen him blow things up with such power that you just don't want to mess with him. On top of that, the smell of blood is in the air. Iron is deep in the back of your throat. There's a nasty looking and smelling fog out onto the battlefield that has had many, many deaths. Mud just kicks up all over the place. It had recently rained in these particular fields in Veradorn.
Wet dead bodies.
There's some good eating.
If you know what I mean.
Your recent mission was an unfortunate failure. You had actually been sent to Tenlin, south of where you currently are in Veradorn, in order to actually retrieve someone that the Empire finds to be very important. But you weren't able to find them, sadly. Not alive, at least. Uh, the king of Veradorn. And here's where I need my notes again. Harlan Woodcolt, the king of Veradorn himself, who is the father of Phinia, the Empress. You were unable to actually find him after his kidnapping, and when you did, you were unable to find him alive after his kidnapping. But eventually, you did find him with his throat cut and his belongings taken. You would eventually found that the culprits just so happened to be a roving band of goblins, orcs, and some other pretty hideous creatures. Each of you hunted them down and one by one slaughtered them all in revenge for this man that you've actually come to find great respect for. Am I being drowned out at all, or is it just
Yes.
me?
You might need to move
Okay.
your mic closer to your face.
You may
No,
need to chill out on the music.
Rico's got the music loud.
Okay, it's turned down.
Not by much, okay. But yes, Harlan Woodcolt, King Harlan Woodcolt is now dead, and you have to return with this message to Alan. About an hour goes by on your travel, and you finally find yourselves at the camp. Moments into arriving at the camp, the cart stops, and Alan approaches it. What news do you have?
Well, unfortunately, um, our mission is a failure.
We fucked up.
What do you mean? Where's my uncle?
She just nudges.
It's not really easy to say, but he's not alive
He's not
anymore.
breathing.
Right.
He was murdered and robbed.
By who?
Um, can I do an intelligence check to see if I can figure out who that was, or actually, I probably should.
I literally told you.
I missed that. I missed it completely.
Goblins, orcs, and various other heinous creatures such as
Thank you.
gnolls, kobolds, things of that.
Thank you.
The music was too loud.
Yeah, I think that was a part. It's Rico's fault.
He was done in by a bunch of monsters.
They
What
done
type of monsters?
like orcs.
Yeah.
Goblins, orcs, kobolds. Oh, I started to slip into Vaughn for a second.
Yeah, it was,
Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my.
It knolls.
Finny is not going to like this. Very well. Your reward will be sent to your home in Veradorn, so no need to worry too much. But I have a new mission for you.
Ah, yes. Redemption!
Are you up to it?
we
Well,
need.
we haven't exactly heard it yet, but we could use a win after this.
I understand, and yes, this one should be somewhat of a easy win for you. You are to go east to Verawin, back into the capital of the Empire. There you will meet a contact who is supposed to deliver. Damn, pulls out a note. Deliver unto you what would be a corpse of great power. I don't understand exactly what this person had said, but we have word that there is someone of great importance in Verawin.
Did I hear
Uh,
corp great power?
yeah, corpse of great power.
That sounds a little interesting, a little kind of weird, maybe.
I'm assuming that they're talking about a necromancer. We have gotten word that there is a necromancer in that area.
Right.
Wait, we're there to get the body of a corpse
No,
of great power?
you are there to scout whether or not there is actually a necromancer. Should there be a necromancer, eliminate them immediately. Should you find any threats, eliminate them immediately. We are no longer playing games. I suspect someone is trying to rally the people against the Empire, and we just cannot have that.
Well, that's fair enough.
Um,
I'm game.
real quick, Anthony, you move.
What?
You move your mic a little bit closer to your mouth.
I have no control over the mic because I keep setting it to where it's picking up. It should be picking up this one, but it doesn't. It just resets it back to the damn.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't
laptop.
sure because like sometimes you're louder and sometimes you're quieter, so I didn't know.
That would also be the fluctuating of how my signal sucks.
Okay, that's fine. Just
Just like how
Alright,
you cut out.
yeah, wonderful.
My signal is terrible, so sometimes it decides to like change my settings and it pisses me the fuck off.
Okay, well, guess we can go get this magical corpse of undeniable power.
I don't believe there's an actual corpse. I think whoever sent this is a little bit too much into the dramatics.
Or they could be completely serious. Either
Or
way.
it's like a really bad threat.
I'm all for striking down evil.
Let's hope not.
Whatever.
As am I, as per usual.
I didn't remember Fenris' voice.
Oh.
I hate it.
You forgot he was Canadian.
Oh no. Oh
Well,
yeah.
He's from
It's why
Minnesota.
it's why you left him in the first place.
Well, he
God,
did grow
it's-
up north of the Empire, so it makes sense.
It's really
You
hard.
want a
No,
soda pop?
because I did too.
He was raised by polar bears.
I'm from Canardia.
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 Just because of that joke, there is now going to be someplace called Canardia in this freaking world.
I can't wait to learn about it in the future.
Do we get to meet a bunch of nice Canardians?
Oh, yeah.
I'm one of them Canardian half elves.
You're going to learn a lot about the Canardians, how peaceful they are, and how they really like to drink, and they're really polite.
See, one shots are great, especially when they're set in a already established world. You can establish so much more.
Dude, I wish
For-
I could.
For any Canadians out there who are listening to this or watching this, and are thinking, that's not how Canadian. I am fully
No.
well aware. I am just cracking jokes. Trust me, I'm going to be making fun of American
Excuse
accents
me.
very soon.
The
They would-
Canadians I knew were
American
exactly
accents.
like this.
They would be apologizing to us to let us know that they need to do better on their accents for us.
Here's the twist. I actually know enough Canadians to know that that's probably very close to what they would have said. So, but yeah, we'll go ahead and move away from that. Besides, I could always hit the two of you with that Wisconsin stuff.
Well, real quick, I actually worked with Special Forces Canadians, and they apologize for everything. Like they'll like fall out of the helicopter, like, "Oh, sorry, mate." It's like, bro, like, don't worry about it.
Wow, that is
No,
Sorry,
Rico.
sorry about that.
Sorry about that. I'm gonna go kill some motherfuckers now.
Rico,
Real
when
quick.
you...
I have a phone call, so give me a second.
Okay.
No, you're
No,
not
Rico,
allowed to
we
do that.
Rico, we had those Canadians. We we played with those two guys.
Yeah.
That's probably the Canadian government calling him right now
Yeah.
to apologize.
No. It's the Canadians he knows.
The Canadians he knows calling to apologize, like,
It's like, hey man.
sorry we got offended at the at your at one of your players for his accent, eh? Sorry about that.
In fact, I just hit a moose.
Gotta go apologize.
You see one of them mooses? One of the moose? Oh, that's a majestic moose.
That was actually
That was
My
just
sis-
me. How dare
no,
you?
that was my sister calling me. If you guys let me fucking talk, I can actually explain.
Oh, we thought it was the
But
Canadians.
That was my sister calling me. It wasn't any of the Canadians I know. They don't have my phone number because I wouldn't hear the end of any of their goddamn apologies, no matter how mad I was at them. I am so sorry that you're so mad at me right now. Stop it! I don't. I just want you to stop apologizing. I'm
Your
sorry
shirt
for
says I'm
apologizing too
sorry. At least that's the only part I could see.
much. I'm sorry. Did I offend you?
Oh,
We can just put
It's-
the I'm sorry
Man,
part. That's
that,
what matters.
Yeah, that's some
that joke
context.
has meta on so many levels because of Ryan Reynolds.
Dude. One of the reasons why I love Deadpool is for some of the batshit insane stuff that happens with him. Sometimes I need a break from Deadpool, though. I'm
No,
not gonna lie.
Ryan Reynolds is Canadian.
He'll eventually become the
I forget that part. I
Oh,
genuinely
no.
forget that him and his wife are actually Canadian. Fuck.
Oh, I didn't.
That
Anyways,
realization was so nice.
It's like his mind exploded.
all right, guys. Back.
I'd like to play the
How
game.
far is this mission?
Well, as I explained,
we would know how far Veroin is, wouldn't we?
yeah, you actually know that Verowen is a 3 days ride from where you currently are.
I can ride for 3 days.
What if I?
So this contact we're supposed to be meeting there. Do you have a name, perhaps?
A look.
Yes. A smell.
As far as looks, I've never actually met this person, but one of our people actually swears upon them. Um,
Is he wearing?
Name, I believe that name is. Second, I gotta look. Edgard.
Ah, okay. I suppose we will go meet with Edgard then over in Verowyn.
You can't miss him. He's actually standing alongside a. Usually, he's seen alongside a short, angry dwarf. Don't know
From my
why.
experience, all the dwarves are angry.
Is Schaefer playing it?
That's true.
He's playing a human, yeah.
Wait.
So our contact is Elven, human.
He
Oh, I
said,
thought he
He did not. He just gave a name.
"Oh, he said there's a dwarf."
said short angry dwarf.
Oh, you're right. That's all of them. I forgot.
Damn.
Well, the dwarf is obvious, but as for your contact, I believe Edgard is a human.
Perfect. We will embark immediately, I suppose.
That would better. Um, do you need transportation, or do you feel like you have it?
I got this.
All right. Don't even discuss.
Okay. I'm
The way he
assuming
said
you
that
have
concerns me.
what do you have that can actually get everybody
A helm
there?
of teleportation.
Oh yeah.
The helm of teleportation, I will say, its limits are actually battlefield specific.
No, it's not. It lets me cast a teleport spell.
Yes, it does let you cast the teleport spell, but you can primarily, if you wanted to use it the way I think you would use it, is you can actually teleport from one part of the combat zone to another.
I'm going to be so angry if you sneak up on me.
All I know is that just
I mean,
teleport.
Use an
teleport's
action to
great.
expend to cast.
Yeah, it just has 3
It
charges.
specifically says an action,
Yeah.
but it also lets.
I
Okay, all right.
I would have just taken the Uber.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
go ahead and stop you on this one because uh, have you ever been to where we're going? A lot.
Oh, actually,
You.
yes, the helm of teleportation does function just like teleport. You have three different ways
No,
that
but you
you
have
can.
to know where you're going. And
We've been there before.
Yeah,
Our
no,
yeah.
no, no,
people
no.
have been there before.
It isn't just that. It isn't just that. You need something to tether you to the location you actually are teleporting to.
I mean, you don't. It just makes your chances of success really bad.
Basically, if you teleport to a location that you've been to and you're kind of familiar with without some kind of a tether to it, then you're essentially asking to possibly teleport into a tree. Just throwing that out there.
Fair
Well,
enough.
it says
Um,
you have to
It's
teleport
like
somewhere.
hyperspace.
but I will say, because
You're not
Rakur has
thinking fourth
actually
dimensionally.
because Rakur has actually been on side with side missions trying to convert people to worship Valkor, he has at least one tether inside of Verowyn, which is actually inside the capital itself.
Oh no, Fenrir's got this.
What?
Are we gonna
Fenrir's
tree
got
walk?
this.
He can tree walk.
I can transport via plants.
Can you
For,
do that to multiple people?
Yeah, it's a time limit thing.
It's fucking teleport, but for druids.
Okay, fair enough. Basically one of the reasons why I gave him teleport is because it works up to 8 people total. Um, unless of course you have a bigger circle with more powerful stuff, blah blah blah. But it works up to 8 people total, and it would definitely help everybody get from one place to another.
Yeah,
So,
I have it. Give me a second. I just gotta find it.
however you want to do it. Which way are you getting there?
Well,
That depends
I
on
would.
how familiar I am with the. Oh, I have. Do I have a permanent circle there?
No, no, no. Well,
Or an associated object.
you have an associated object. It's basically going to be one of the cathedrals in Verowyn,
Oh,
in the capital city itself.
then yeah, I got this.
Okay.
I thought. Well,
Either way, if you want to teleport us, I can get us
I
there.
feel like it's better if we have 100% success rate because if you
We
see a place,
do.
We do. We do.
how many
We
times
have
we
we have
this
two
place?
100% sex rate sex
Sex
rates.
Sex rates?
Well,
Oh shit!
that's now a thing. We have two 100% sex rates.
I have a hundred.
Congratulations.
How familiar are we? How many times have we been to this
Samir's
place?
getting laid tonight.
Multiple
have-
times.
I have an associated object to this place, which means I have a 100% chance to get there.
I am
Yeah.
legitimately telling you, he can do it. He has at least one place, which is one of the cathedrals in the capital city of Arul. It's fine. You have your tether.
And then I just need any random tree.
You need a tree you're familiar with. Don't you even try that. I just need one random tree. No.
Yeah,
One random tree I'm familiar with.
I'm pretty sure you have to have like the tree marked or something.
He's like, I peed on that
You
tree.
peed on that.
I don't need him to pee on it, but yes, that works. It's my tree now.
It's Canardian custom.
It's
You know what? I'm
We
breaking
know all the
right
trees,
now. That's
we know all the trees.
It is
especially if they have
official.
maple syrup, eh?
It is official. There's a small country between Verowen and the Dogla Mountains, and that's the small country of
That means in
Canardia.
the main campaign we can get to Canardia.
You can legitimately
Journey to-
travel to Canardia. I
That
swear.
needs to be.
It's above
that
the
needs to be an
Empire, right?
episode, Journey to
I'm loving.
Canardia.
Yes, it is directly above the Empire of Verowen. So again, it's a small country, but it does now exist because I deem it so because I'm loving the joke too much.
All right. Well, I rolled a 62.
I'm pretty damn sure everyone's getting there. So you do your own preparations. You make your little circle for your teleportation spell. Everyone who decided that they wanted to have a snack has a snack from one of the tables that might have some fruit or maybe even some meats on it. A little bit of time goes by, roughly about 10 minutes or so. That's all Rakur needs to actually teleport. And then eventually everybody walks over, gets into the middle where the glowing light is on the floor, and you all vanish. In moments, you are suddenly teleported. And you have done this multiple times before. So every one of you is now used to is well used to teleportation. So it is still a little jarring, but it's not going to cause you kind of like, stomach churning or puking or anything like that. But all of a
No
sudden,
sickness like a specific dwarf we have in our other
yes.
party.
But you are now
Maybe.
teleported and find yourselves in one of the cathedrals in Arul, and I'm going to say that this is a cathedral for the unknown goddess.
3 days.
The cathedral, as everybody knows, they actually worship a goddess whose name they do not remember, whose name they can, no matter how many times they try to recall it, they can't seem to recall it. But they know that worshiping this particular goddess, whom they just refer to as the goddess, is a wonderful goddess. Very good, very warm. Grants boons and gifts to people from time to time. And when you all four have teleported here, you come out of I guess you could say, back room, essentially, where some might put some stuff for storage from time to time, but it seems relatively empty today. You exit the room and you walk into this large marble stoned cathedral. On the wall, you see multiple pillars, on all the pillars, really, in different spots, the symbol of a radiant sunflower. And one of the acolytes approaches. Ah, yes, yes. The Guardians on another mission again.
That we are.
like usual.
What brings you to Arul today?
We're supposed to meet someone over here.
We're looking for
Did you forget already?
big white
We're meeting a
Eh.
human and a dwarf.
I mean, I forgot the name.
Send us a letter. The human's name is Edgard.
Eddie.
It's funny. It's funny because you're a Loxodon.
Yeah, you're the elephant in the room.
The joke never gets old.
In Fenmir's head, he hears, "I just fucking told you all this information and you forgot.
I just didn't speak.
I'm glad the Loxodon's with you."
Me too.
No, that's a joke. That didn't actually happen. Anyways,
Oh. Well, Fenrir must be just going crazy.
he is.
Oh, it's the start of
Um,
Vaughn.
Oh God, he's Vaughn.
So you're looking for an old, a human and a dwarf, and the human's name is Edgard.
Yes, that is correct.
Someone with a name similar to that has been seen at the front gates of our room. You of course know the way, but is there anything I can do for the four of you?
To-
Anybody
need
need
anything?
anything?
No, 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 no shopping.
Shut up, Henry.
No shopping.
The church is my house.
Very well, I shall leave you to it then, and be about my usual business. You see him carrying a small little box back into another room, not quite in the same room as yours, but somewhat adjacent to it.
We're in the church of
You're in the church of the goddess. She's just simply known as the goddess. There is no actual name. For
We don't
anyone who would know, you would know that this is an actual Forgotten Gods temple. It is the only one that still exists that worships one of the Forgotten Gods. Rakur does not know this information due to the fact that he follows Valkur.
But Christian knows this information.
Christian knows this information.
Christian sure does.
Fenmir does not know this information. Mistral does not know this information. But Azurda does.
Because he never forgets.
No, it's because
I'm
the
mad I forgot.
Loxodons 100% still have record of all of these Forgotten Gods.
Because they never forget.
Well, there's
Never
that.
forget.
He's not
They're
old enough.
elephants.
He's not old enough or would have lived long enough to have actually known about the cataclysm. He just simply does know about the cataclysm. He was given this information prior to coming to Amaru. He's aware of the Forgotten Gods, but for some reason, he chooses not to actually divulge his information. Perhaps he also knows something that others don't as to why he should keep his mouth shut on these types of things, or why he should just let people believe them to be forgotten. Perhaps there's even an old tale about when the Loxodon tried to remind the world of the various forgotten gods, but were shunned and hated for it.
Shun the non-believer.
Shun! Why did we do that at the same time?
Oh, because we know.
You fucking fell for it.
So, the four of you are doing what now?
Heading to the front
Finding
gates.
those-
Leaving.
Finding those people.
Heading to the front gates of the capital, and so we can find Edgard and his dwarf companion.
While we
You-
leave, I'm gonna leave a donation.
Okay, the alms box is on a table, very close to the front door of the church itself. How much do you leave?
I leave 10 gold.
Okay, fantastic. You drop 10 gold in, and someone hears the money actually drop into the alms box, and they say, "Thank you very much." As you exit the front door, you hear somebody go, "Oh wow, that's a lot."
Aw,
Oh,
that's so sad.
Once you have actually left the church, however, you come out to what is still essentially the sun rising, the orange in the sky, giving off this tint all over the place, very similar to Christian's room right now.
Always.
Everybody in Arul who would actually be waking up at this time or just starting their day is out and about, which is quite a lot of people, but not as many as you have actually been used to when walking around the city in the middle of the day or even in the evening during festivals and such. Some of the people actually recognize you and they greet you as you walk by. A few people even approach and ask to shake your hands. I'm assuming that Fenmir, Rakur, and Azurda have no problems with this, but Mistral is hesitant from time to time.
Yeah, Fenrir has no problem. He likes people.
I shake everyone's hand.
I think Fenrir and Rakur would have a handshaking contest who could shake the most hands.
Oh no, they're both idiots.
Oh, if that's the case, I want you both to roll me a 20 right now.
Oh shit. Adding anything or just straight?
Straight.
13.
11.
Yay!
Fenmir seems to be just a little more popular than Rakur, being that he comes from
Canardia.
he comes from Canardia, a
He's
small
actually
country.
Canardian.
He's Canardian. He comes from the small country of Canardia, above Verowen, and is actually a folk hero from Canardia specifically. So his name and his legacy actually expands just a little more than Rakur's.
Oh, does that make you feel special, Fen? Now you get to touch all the people's hands. They might have been wiping your ass. Just
Well,
think
when you
that.
put it that way, I mean,
You think these people can afford soap?
Actually, in Arul, nobody lives in poverty.
It doesn't mean they still don't do things with those hands. We don't wash our.
That's
This
that's
isn't
accurate.
modern day.
That is still accurate. Okay, I'm gonna still give you that one.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
and besides, Fenmir could just druid craft something that'll clean him or something.
Okay, well,
Fair enough.
can't.
You continue your trek down the streets that you are all too familiar with. You find yourselves being greeted by city guards, even and some other soldiers that happen to actually be in the area. A few of them seem sad because they had actually recently gotten word of the unfortunate loss of Harlan Woodcolt. Um,
Is there any specific symbol that that would represent the dead passing on to like a higher plane of existence, like passing on to the afterlife
Wouldn't that be
peacefully?
something Rakur would know?
what do you mean?
I'm just at, is there a symbol in Verowen specifically that they like put on like gravestones?
Oh, you mean kind of like the Star of David for Jewish graves or the
Mm-hmm.
cross for
Mm-hmm.
Christian graves? Okay. They would simply, depending if it's anyone from Verowen, or anyone whoever's from Verowen, Verowen born, or just essentially considered a Verowen native, they would actually put
Hmm?
the symbol of the radiant sunflower on their graves stones. But if it is anyone from Veradorn, they go with a more well-known god, which is the symbol of Lathander. And I believe, if I remember correctly, that symbol is the open road. No, that's not true.
Well, since they're from Verowen, I'm just going to druid craft radiant sunflower, like something that resembles the radiant sunflower that they would
Okay.
put on like a grave, and I'm just gonna hand it like a few of them to like guards and stuff.
God, you're so Canadian. Stop.
So basically, the symbol that he creates is what is essentially a 2D sunflower. It's got the sunflower petals that stick out, but in between each individual petal, there is a sliver of what is supposed to be a golden light shining out from it.
Well, if you made enough, I guess I can help.
Well, yeah, I could just keep like just druid crafting. I can pop them out like nothing. It's a cantrip.
Just throw them in people's faces.
So Fenmir is just gonna keep like druid crafting them just so that people can use it in mourning for um, the king who just passed.
Yeah, Harlan Woodcolt, King Harlan Woodcolt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see Mistrals that unapproachable because she's an entertainer, so it makes sense that she's used to her run into people.
Yes, but I would assume that because of her entertainer background, she is
Yeah,
a bit
Mr.
hesitant at first.
Yeah, I would say it's like Mistral's attitude gets in the way every once in a while.
Yeah, she tries
But then she
tries to be friendly, but she has her.
Oh, yeah, I was correct. It's the road traveling into a sunrise is the symbol for Veradorn.
Well, it's easier for me to druid craft a sunflower with radiant light going off of it. So that's the one I'm gonna do.
You could druid craft essentially stones that you can have like magically etched the symbol of Lathander.
Well, I'm just gonna keep doing the radiant sunflowers, and if I
That's fine.
notice anybody from Veradorn, I guess I'll do the symbol of Lathander as well.
Well, just don't get too distracted because you know what we're here for.
How
I
would
know.
you know if they're from Verowen or Veradorn?
Exactly.
Well,
I would,
actually, no.
And I realized that as I was saying it, and
No,
I
no, no.
realized how stupid that sounded.
Some of the younger people that actually are in Verowen at this point, who are half elves, because half elves actually do age roughly the same speed as humans do. So the younger generation actually are Verowen born because this is supposed to be the place for the half breeds to essentially feel like they belong, due to
Mhm.
the fact that that was how the empire was formed to begin with.
Yeah.
So anyone that seems to be a half breed of any race combinations,
Oh yeah, I forgot racism.
that actually is the Verowen born people, whereas everyone else, you're not 100% sure. Like the adults, you wouldn't be 100% sure on, and so on. And yes, because of the racism, Mister, I don't know what the word subtlety means.
But anyway, so yada yada, I pass out all these, and yeah, it doesn't. We don't have to spend too much time on it.
All right. So you eventually find yourself at the front gate where, without hesitation, due to your faces being very recognizable, the guards immediately open it up and allow you to exit the city gates, the city walls themselves, should you choose.
Now I would like to look for anybody waiting for just anybody who looks
Doing,
like they're waiting.
perception check.
Yeah.
That's what that would be.
Go ahead and perception check. There is actually several groups of people standing outside of the gates, but they look like they are. Most of them seem to be merchants traveling into Verowen
That's
or
a natural.
Arul to sell wares.
It's a natural 20.
I also got a 27.
Well, then 27 plus 20. Did you also?
I got a 27.
Ian's just not going to
Total.
bother. He's just laughing at all of your low scores.
He doesn't have to. His passive is so freaking high.
His passive is higher than what you rolled.
Let me have this natural 20.
The only person who actually rolled close to what he can do is basically the natural 20. So, Azurda, Fenmir, and Mistral instantly see a human and a dwarf standing off to the distance. One thing that both Azurda and Mistral noticed is that for some reason, the cloak that the human is wearing just seems to be billowing, despite there being no wind in the area.
What is
Don't
billow?
forget.
Now,
It's
basically, it's just kind of flowing.
Okay.
Don't forget
As
the-
if
don't
wind,
forget-
as if wind was blowing through it, but
Don't
there's no
forget the
wind.
pose, man. My guy's standing there on a rug.
Okay, he's,
Mistral,
he's
I
standing
think it's
there
the
on a rock.
dramatic looking one over there.
Now,
Miss-
give
it.
very specific descriptions on how your characters
All right.
look.
All right, so my guy is he's wearing like really bright shining armor. You can't really tell if it's gold or something, but it's definitely reflecting the light. He's got like billowing, like long gray locks and big gray beard. Not like really immaculate. Like this guy is like unbelievably,
Are you
ridiculously
fucking,
overclean.
Gandalf?
So you're Liam Neeson in plate armor.
Liam, there you go. That's a good description. I'm like Liam Neeson in plate armor, like just
You guys-
absolutely like chiseled from the gods kind of guy.
You guys act like I'm gonna understand. Like,
And I'm standing there on the rock, one leg propped up with the other leg down, standing there in a pose like I'm being drawn in a portrait or something.
Amber, did you ever
What the-
watch Star Wars Episode 1?
Fucking Anthony, it is so long
Did
since
you
I've seen
watch?
the
Hold on. Did you
Star-
watch? Did you watch any of the Taken movies?
Yeah, I saw the first
He's
one.
the main guy from Taken.
Basically, Liam Neeson.
Yeah, Liam
Okay,
Neeson.
You
And
can always
then
just Google it.
Ah!
I'm
And then
Oh.
my character is a very dirty dwarf. Still has dried blood on his armor, which is leather with studs on it
And spiked.
and spiked. It's spiked leather armor. He's holding both axes with a death grip, pacing around the stupid paladin.
Perfect. You should clean
Mutter-
yourself up, good sir.
muttering to himself about how he's bored.
okay.
Got a big fat lip of dip in, just spitting it all over the place. Doesn't matter if it gets on him or his weapons.
Disgusting.
Wondering what the fuck he's doing.
Okay.
Well, I forgot to mention my guy's being drawn by somebody or something.
oh my God, do you have a squire? Is that,
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I have a squire.
I'm gonna say you never actually put into your character sheet that you have a
I've-
squire, but I will allow you to have a squire.
It's all well. It's a one shot. Fuck it.
Yeah, I will allow you to have a squire.
What's your squire's name?
What's your
Lauren.
squire's name and what does he look
Lauren.
like?
He is a like
A
his
small petite boy.
not a small no he's a probably a 20-something-year-old man, like ponytail, short ponytail, like just a goatee, blonde hair.
When you said squire, I just thought of Podrick.
He's got coconuts.
He might have coconuts. He does have a little bag though. He carries my blades for me.
He carries my blades. Okay, yeah.
What is his
Well,
name?
anyway, what's his name?
His name is Born. His name is Born.
What is it?
I still couldn't hear you cut out.
Boure.
Boar.
Like a
Alrighty.
fucking
get it.
pig.
But like, okay, I guess I'll go up to Mr. and approach the gross look.
Anthony, you can play as the minstrel, but he's constantly has a the most outlandish, ridiculous Italian accent. If you got one, Anthony, you can't be my minstrel.
Do not test me, sir.
I would love it if you voiced my minstrel for me. Basically, think Bart from Johnny English. That's who he is.
Hold on. I'm gonna. If you want to do it yourself, go right ahead. But I'm gonna try to look for. I'm gonna try to look for a squire type character in this because it's too funny to not have. So he's your squire who's also a minstrel, or you have a minstrel with you that's also playing music.
Sure, I'll have the minstrel too because I'm a rich guy. That's what the music.
Yeah.
That's the music the whole time in the game. It's minstrel playing.
You have somebody who carries your stuff for you, your essential pack mule, and you have a technical bard who follows you around and plays music of your glory.
I love it.
Bravely bold Sir Edgard.
I
Bravely ran away.
I need to know specifically what kind of an accent do they each have, or what type of voice do they each have?
The guy who's at my actual squire is he has an Italian accent and he's basically Bart from Johnny English. The other guy has a Scottish accent and he's constantly singing in a Scottish voice. And he's
Okay.
he looks like
both accents that Anthony can actually nail.
That's what I mean.
So we're going to go with the
play as
super.
one of them.
He's going to go ahead and with the super Italian voice. It's very fine. Okay, thank you very much, sir. Okay, may I have another? And a Scottish man who's just he plays. I play the flute. And I play the lute.
I love it. I love it.
That's as far as it goes.
And he's a big guy. That's all he does is play music.
I play I play the flute, I play the lute, and I'll give you my boot.
I play the flute. No, god damn it, I'm losing that accent. Anyways, okay, so this is what you see standing off to the side near the wall, a pissed off pacing dwarf and his fucking ridiculous as hell human companion, apparently, with their own companions.
Fenrir's gonna lean over to Mistral. That's a bit much, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, she's just gonna. Yeah, well, I'm gonna. Might be.
Paul,
Are one of you, strange men, Mr. Eddie?
hold on a second. Born measure, make sure you get my good side here.
She just ignores
Cool, sir.
that one, and
What the hell do you want?
That's Boar's the
we
Italian.
were supposed to
Oh.
find you.
Of course, sir.
You're supposed to find me.
We were
I
supposed
don't even
to.
know you.
No, we're supposed to meet up with you guys. You're not like,
Hey,
Edgar.
Giblet will be the minstrel.
His name is Giblet.
Oh my
Yep.
god, Jib.
Sweet giblets.
This poor man.
Eddie, were we supposed to meet anybody here?
Eddie. My name is Sir Edgard, and yes, actually, we were
Oh,
supposed to be the band of, are these the adventurers?
Oh,
You
you're
all look a
Eddie.
little dirty.
Excuse me. Dirty. Says you. Actually,
Hey.
him.
I'm sorry, madam. I didn't necessarily mean you.
Okay.
Well,
Talking
I
about
mean,
me.
the whole thing about me is I'm about nature. So
Huh.
I do get into a bit of dirt. Let me just go ahead and fix that. I'm gonna use mold earth and just pull the dirt off of me, and just slop it to the ground. Just
Vaughn, would you hand him a towel, please?
Put it at the wayside. And he walks up and hands you a towel. What was the other guy's name?
Giblet.
Giblet. Giblet's the minstrel.
Giblet's a
Fenrir's gonna
Scottish
use
man.
the towel. Thank you.
Are your wings always out?
Wait.
Like, are you, since you're an angel, your wings just always flopping?
I don't have
Oh,
wings.
thank you.
You don't have
I-
wings?
No,
ASMRs
she's
don't
talking,
have wings.
I was
She's
just,
talking to the ASMR.
yeah, I was just
Oh.
imagining him with wings.
ASMRs don't
sitting
have
there-
wings.
I thought she was talking to my guy. My guy was gonna be the.
Oh,
Whoa.
well,
Yes.
something else.
I'm just a human with non-human characteristics.
He's just more fantastic than the
All of
armored
you.
one standing in front of you. Yeah.
Essentially, Rakur, you actually have been used to this, but Rakur looks just like a normal human. The difference, he has this constant glow about him.
Oh, he does.
Yes.
He didn't mention that. I will actually. Oh, I will actually like tell Born. Born, please put down the praying mat for me, and I will kneel before him.
He does
God!
he does as requested and puts the kneeling mat down.
And I kneel before him.
Well,
You have such grace, good sir. I'm taken aback by this immaculateness.
I just look down at him, and I'm just like, I don't do anything. I'm like, all right.
hey, Rakur.
This is weird.
This is I mean, this is new.
This is a first.
Well, you are an angel, Raki, so it makes sense.
There's no
Yes.
angels. There's only death.
Fuck you.
I do like him. I do like him.
Saying ones that love nature.
I
what if he shits on
I
your
touch
tree?
you on the shoulder to get you to get up,
And I stand.
and then I hand you a pamphlet.
What is it? I will take the pamphlet, and I will open it, and what is this?
It is a pamphlet for the Church of Valcour.
Oh, interesting. Born, would you please hang on to this for me? Thank you.
Of course, sir.
Oh,
You can
Edgard.
just
I had you
burn
two
that. Honestly.
Edgard, I thought you didn't read. I thought your fucking squire read for you.
Listen, I've been educated by the best of the world. My father wanted me to have the absolute #1 best education there is, and I resent everything you're saying. Hush you. Thank you.
Well,
I don't
as
think I
this,
believe that.
as entertaining as this is, we do have a mission that we have to get to.
Oh yes, of course.
Mr. Edgard, if you would.
Oh yes, of course. Born, the maps, please.
Right the way, sir. He
So-
walks up with a scroll of the map and then just extends it in front of him, so he kind of functions like a table.
Wait, what's the other guy's name?
Giblet, he's just constantly playing my music for me.
No,
Singing
not
my
him.
praises.
I play the flute, I play the lute, and give you the boot if you piss me off.
No, not that one. The other guy. Guy
I'm
with the weird
Chimpy.
voice.
My name is Abor.
No.
I think she means the short one.
Yeah.
The short, angry one.
Do you mean the dwarf? How rude! You know my name.
I was
Is
asking for it.
Is it dwarf? Is that his name? Is that a
No,
thing?
his
Are dwarves
name
just
is-
named dwarf?
Chim Chim.
It's Chimpy. You say
Got
Chim
it.
Chim? You'll be
Yeah,
at the end
got
of my
it.
axe.
Oh,
Got it.
Chimpy.
Well, hold on there, Chimpy.
There's
Mistral
no more
has
holding.
this thing.
There's no more holding. You come to me and you ask me for help, and then you're just talking and you're disrespecting me.
I
I
didn't
don't
ask
like
for
it.
your help. I was told to come to you for request of my job.
Chippy, let's not hurt the nice lady here. Let's instead continue on this mission. Thank you.
Yeah, what he said, and I'm gonna put my trunk on his shoulder.
His cloak continues to just billow for no fucking reason.
You should
As you can see, I'm gonna point at the map and I'm gonna be like, as you can see here, this is where we need to go. And you could describe.
So what he points at is actually
You should feel honored.
Carnadia.
Canardia.
It's She Eleanor, Elunor. Basically, it is a large grove south of your current location. This used to actually be Alduin territory, but when the Empire was essentially forged, it took over certain territories that were Alduin as well as Veradorn, hence the reason why it is now Verawin. But in She Elunor, it's a massive grove that it's kind of an old, ancient type of city. There is no stone there, not really. Like there's some stone, but for things like wells, some sitting areas like sitting rocks and things of that nature. But mostly everything there is wood. Homes are made out of the massive trees inside of the wood itself. Basically, this is like if Fenmir was to make a city. This,
Yeah, I was like, wow, sounds like a Fen would like it.
yes,
I already like the sound of it.
Unfortunately, it's quite a dirty place. But
it is a
we
place
shall-
that you've actually heard of, but you've never visited before, Fenmir.
Ooh.
A little dirt never.
I am
But-
very interested.
Oh,
Mistral,
yeah.
you're gonna love it. I mean, I already think I'm gonna love it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Fine if it's anything like you.
And Edgard, as you explain to them, the current mission is that there have been rumors of necromancy. in
We'll
that
stomp it
particular-
out! We will stomp out the necromancy, kill every one of them, and dispose of all evil.
Wow, that is.
Oh, this guy's a little bit what's
He's a bit much, but I'm enjoying
Eccentric.
it.
I was
Just seems
expecting this.
Just seems
I
like
was
a
like to
normal
say
paladin.
expecting
flamboyant.
this.
Oh, he's a paladin.
He just sounds like a normal paladin.
But he's a lot more extra. It'll get
Yeah.
more extra. I'm
Yeah, he's-
100% expecting this.
That's he's like a super extra paladin. It's like a well done steak.
So like a paladin.
Exactly.
Well, some
How
paladins
about
are more
the-
withdrawn. So, more
Those
modest.
are called oathbreakers.
No. No, oathbreakers are evil.
Oathbreakers? What
Uh,
kind of nonsense is this?
That means when you break your oath and you turn
Nonsense!
evil,
Nonsense! Oh, sorry, unbreakable.
not to oath.
Just let him do it.
We don't call them oathbreakers. We call them heretics. Thank you.
That's
Fair.
Not wrong.
He's not wrong.
No, he's not. He's not.
That would be correct.
He is correct.
I've been dealing with him for 28 years.
Oh boy, I don't. Or has he been dealing with
Is
you
that-
for 28 years?
Is that a
that's
long?
a bit of real life. That's real life creeping in.
Is that?
Yeah,
Is 28 years a long time? I don't know.
For a dwarf, yes.
Yeah,
It
it's
that
kind
feels
of long.
like
Is that a big
yeah.
number?
Yes, 28 years is like a good portion of my lifespan in normal,
Oh.
especially.
Oh.
The
Wait,
the Loxodon
Oh.
and Asomar kind of sneeze. The Loxodon, Asomar, and Half Elf all sneeze a bit at that 28 years. Like, that's a long time. Okay.
like 100.
Massive eye roll.
Wait, is he? Oh, so he's a human.
I am,
Yeah.
yes.
The human and the Genasi are the only ones that actually would count 28 years to be a long time because the other three, they just, well, the other four, their races are known to live quite a while.
Yeah, I mean,
I-
to say
I'm-
if
It must
Genasi
be
lived
nice.
like, say if the average human lifespan's like 75 years, they'd live an extra 20 to 40, if that. So give or take, it's
Aw,
Okay,
how
so
cute.
just.
do you continue your, do you march on your,
We should probably get going. We spend too much time, you know.
Let us be on our way, please.
Did you procure us steeds already?
Ah, yes, of course. I will summon my immaculate steed.
He gets his, but not we get nothing.
it's one steed.
It does have enough room to carry my other people, though.
No, I'm
It
gonna
only
say
has
that
Oh, well, they get to ride on the. They get to drag on the ground.
Giblet and Boar walk off and get onto their mules.
Ah, as is
That works.
appropriate.
I do require do require traveling music. However. If you would, Giblet.
They put me on a mule once.
Of
And you know
course,
that.
he just starts playing the lute.
I see we
He
must
normally does this.
get
I
our
have to
own
walk
horses.
everywhere.
I don't want to bother a horse with
I kind of just
with
want to
me.
fly there, right?
Should
would
I take a
feel-
donkey?
I would feel bad.
Is there a
Ass.
stable nearby?
Yes, you actually, again, you've been to Arul several times before, and they are actually familiar with Azurda's massive size and weight, so they have mounts appropriate for everybody there.
I will
What are you
procure
trying?
mounts for everybody else, including Chimpy.
Thank you. I'm tired of walking everywhere. You know, the short little stubby feet. You know,
I
and
don't
you
just
wonder
ride on
why
the,
I'm always angry.
I
you
mean
don't
I
just
don't.
ride on the back
but
and like hold him, around the waist.
I'll hold the mane. How about that?
Okay,
The horses
Man,
are his.
so
Yes.
the I would say that the rest of you who actually do need horses, you enter back into the you enter back into the gates of Arul, and you eventually find yourself at the stables where a man that you actually have come to know as Vincent approaches you. Ah, my friends, nice to see you again. I'm assuming you're here to get some more mounts, horses, and things of that nature, yes?
yes.
Of course, Vincent. We will make sure to attempt to return them in proper condition this time.
Of course, but you know that we will charge you just a little bit extra because of those times you did not actually bring back any of the horses.
I mean, I tried to
Wait.
put one back together, but that was completely not my fault.
I don't believe we need to go back into detail about what happened there, but that's fine.
Well, you could have just.
I'm sorry about it. I just will tell you that.
What happened
About
with
it.
Could someone
See-
remind me?
Since this is the first time I'm renting from you, can I get a discount?
I hate Eureka.
If you're with them, no. I'm going to say no. You cannot get a special discount. You don't have. None of you have any actual gold. You have enough though.
So Fenmir is just gonna drop the gold in Vincent's hands
Always fun.
and just be like the usual, sir.
Okay. Um. So, what kind of amount do you guys actually specifically want? One that does not have wings.
Fenmir will
Dang
take just a horse, like a stallion.
Okay.
I wanted
And
one with
in
wings.
and in traditional fashion, he's also going to speak to the stallion.
Can I have a
Not you. Anyone else?
I will take a ram.
There, you know that there are plenty of riding rams for dwarves.
Can I have a Silip and 8-legged?
What?
Now.
It's
A what?
it's called a Silipnir. It's a 8-legged.
A Sleipnir?
Yes.
Well, it's
Slet-
pronounced
okay,
like
you mean
hold the fuck up.
Silep.
You mean the horse of Odin?
Yeah, that's not
Odin's horse is one of a kind. It is
Odin's
an
horse
eight-legged
is with
mythical
Odin.
horse.
Yes, I
And
have the
horse
Rebecca.
is- Yes, Sleipnir. No, you cannot have Sleipnir.
Okay, what about a Kelpie?
A Kelpie is a
That's
water.
a water horse? If
Yeah.
And it's
anyone would
also-
get that, it would be
It's
me.
also considered like a god.
So you want a horse that will only function in water.
No.
Why don't you just ask for a unicorn as a mount?
What about a centaur?
That's
That's
a
a
those are
person.
That's
slavery.
kind of it's kind of like slavery. That's a
You
No,
might
it's
as-
not.
You
I'll
might
just
as well
take a
mount a
horse.
Zerda right now. It's as simple as that. You might as well just mount a Zerda. Because
Okay,
he's
how about
basically a
It's just
elephant.
like, how about an elephant?
If Mistral can't decide, Fenrir will just reach his hand out and have her ride the horse with
wait,
him.
a centesteed?
Do you? What the
Okay.
fuck?
Stop it!
Okay.
Stop it!
No,
Fenrir,
just-
Fenrir's pulling her up.
Nope,
You get-
Mistral's
you get-
getting a regular fucking horse.
Wait,
Get
can I have a
horse.
unicorn?
No,
No.
no longer. You kept asking for weird shit earlier.
Can I be black
Unicorn
at least?
off the table.
No.
Black doesn't mean
Normal? Are
bigger.
you saying black is a normal horse, Anthony? You're being
No,
racist.
I'm saying you can't have a normal horse. It's a horse color that you don't want.
No, but that's black being a normal horse. That's equality.
He said it wasn't.
I'm
That's a,
saying
that's a
it's a normal horse whose color is legitimately whatever
it
she
is an
doesn't
equal
want.
equestrian. It is
Poor-
an equal
poor-
I'm
equestrian.
not
Pour
saying
one out for the red horses.
Just give her a
I'm
moo
just
cow.
saying whatever
When did
color
we
she
get to
doesn't
racism
want,
about
that's the one
horse?
she gets.
Just to ride a cow.
I want a
Just to ride
cow.
She doesn't get a cow.
Damn.
What?
I'm
What,
gonna have
big-
a cow.
what
What's
is
bigger
Rakur
than-
getting?
Oh, I guess I could just have a big horse.
No, actually, I have something special for you.
Okay.
What does Rakur get?
Because
It's a fucking horse.
A horse? Just okay. So, all three, Fenmir, Rakur, and Mistral, just get
You
generic
missed
riding
out on
horses.
you missed out on your chance for a giant elk, Rico. You fucked up.
I know,
I
he
legit-
did.
Oh, damn it!
I
Can I
legit,
get an elk? Can I get an elk instead?
No.
Since I didn't ask for a lot of weird shit.
No.
I legit don't weigh anything, so technically. I
And
could-
and of course your dwarven companion gets on his riding ram. Azurda, you are directed to the secondary stables that actually do exist outside of the castle, the city walls, in a very specific area. It's not so much outside, completely outside. It's more so in the wall itself. And you're directed there. You go there very quickly, and eventually you find yourself in front of a dire rhinoceros. This thing is 5 times your actual size. It's got a massive fucking horn in the front.
So
and
do I,
it-
if you know what I
It
mean.
is armored up like
say it's
crazy.
horny.
Yes,
It's the only mount you were actually given a discount on because it's meant to actually be in combat.
this is about appropriate. Wouldn't ride anything else.
Okay. So, the 5 of you gather back outside of the city gates where you had technically left Edgard. Edgard, which of the mounts that you were able to get did you get on?
Oh, I would have gotten on an illustriously. Since we're not having no flying ones. I'm just having an illustriously nice big horse.
I'm gonna say you actually have some like ridiculously over the top beautiful unicorn.
Oh, unicorn? I don't like
Yeah.
unicorns.
Too bad.
Armored.
Why would I take a
Too
unicorn?
bad.
Because it's the illustrious mount.
Eh,
Of all mounts, that's the one that would be considered the illustrious mount.
I'm gonna shave the unicorn's horn off. It's a little too spiky.
Who is Squire de Sedan?
Do you do this?
Why not?
I need you to tell me whether or not you actually do this.
Yeah, I would have done it before I even summoned this mount.
Okay, I'm gonna be nice here. You know for a fact, do not touch the horn.
Unicorns die if you do.
If you attempt to harm the unicorn in any way, shape, or form, you will immediately lose all of your celestial abilities. You will lose
Wow.
favor from your god, and you will be shunned by any and all other clerics and paladins throughout
This
the
is why I
world.
didn't even. This is why I didn't even want a unicorn. This is too much power.
No. A unicorn is actually something all paladins would love to have as a legitimate mount, and it is something that is basically like revered. Now, because of how you are, I'm just gonna say you have a beautiful saber-toothed tiger because I don't want you possibly fucking things up. I don't need Rakur suddenly turning on you and trying to murder you in front of everybody.
Oh.
He would be compelled to do so, by the way.
I've been compelled to do so like 3 times
He's gonna
already, just from
fucking
his
ruin
mouth.
that unicorn.
Okay. Now, I will also say, just because I was just throwing it out there to piss you guys off. Yes, Fenmir actually got a glorious elk to ride on. And I will say that Mistral actually is riding the unicorn. It is a unicorn that is actually quite familiar to Mistral because she still has a sense of childishness to her. And unicorns are very. Essentially, unicorns favor children above all other mortal races as to, like, who can be near them and stuff. But unicorns do not ever let anyone ride them unless you are someone very, very special to the unicorn or have some sort of divinity like a cleric or an actual paladin. So, Mistral, you actually are on a unicorn as is fucking.
Wait, why am I on a unicorn?
Because you said you wanted a unicorn.
Yay.
Yeah, she can have the unicorn.
But
I
it's
just want
black.
I just want a nice illustrious horse. I don't want no weird mount. Just
Black
a weird nice
unicorn?
horse with armor.
You don't want a black unicorn.
I don't know about that. Sound.
A black unicorn is basically the opposite of a white unicorn, which is pure evil.
Yeah, black unicorns are actually evil.
Let's not.
Is that saying something?
It would try to kill all of you immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's also a sexual euphemism.
It would specifically be charging after the paladin and cleric more than the others.
You mean big black and
don't
horny?
don't need that.
They
Yeah,
despise.
I don't want to.
They
They
don't like
despise
good.
any being of good.
They do what?
They despise any being of good, much like how a regular unicorn despises any being of evil.
Okay, well, if any of you do.
Okay. Anyways, you all have your mounts, and now you make your ride on towards She Eleanor.
I see you tried to avoid some.
I'm trying my best to avoid that phrase as much as possible. I do not need you guys pissing me off any further. Okay. No, not necessarily ever visiting here. You guys do know that your travel is actually going to be about 2.5 days worth of travel from Arul. So you ride south as fast and hard as you can. Every one of you is riding on something that is essentially built for long distance travel. The only one that's built for long distance travel as well as combat is the dire rhinoceros that Azurda is actually riding. One of the few types of mounts that Azurda can ride without, possibly snapping its spine.
I'm sorry, I'm just dummy thick.
Oh, but the claps of your ass cheeks never alert the guards because you're too good at stealth.
What is his race?
He's a loxodon. He's a giant elephant.
He's an elephant.
Yeah.
My God.
He is one of the largest races in the campaign, in the world, that is a playable race. The only thing that's close to his size would be a minotaur.
So what's his height?
Well over 10 feet tall.
Yeah, I think in the original one shot I put myself as 11'9".
That's me on a good day.
Basically, a loxodon is like a short giant. So he's on the large side when it comes to sizes, because you've got the smalls, you've got the mediums, large, and then it goes into huge, monstrous, and so on. Several hours go by, and eventually you've all decided to stop to make camp. You are a day's ride outside of Aurel, so you are close to Onlalian, which is a small city. Now you could continue to ride onward towards Onlalian, but it's a little bit out of your travel. It would basically cost you four an extra 4 hours in travel if you were to do this. You would be able to still get there with enough time to actually rest, but it's really up to you. It's either you take the extra 4 hours and rest in an inn, or you just simply stop where you are off the road. You make camp and then continue the next morning.
We should just make some camp.
I believe we should press on.
Yeah,
We
I
are
think
nearly
we
to our
should.
destination.
Doesn't
I
somebody
think-
have a spell for this?
I think we should keep going. It's not like I'm, hungry anyway.
Well,
Well,
Mistral,
whoop-dee for you.
other people are hungry
Helping 'em.
and possibly tired. It's quite possible.
I think we should press on.
That's 3 press-ons. All right. Well,
If you press on, you have to specify what you're pressing on to. You either take the extra 4 hours to head to the city or to the town, or you're pressing on and not resting.
Oh,
I was confused.
I
by
thought we were
that.
going to. Yeah, I thought the town was on the way.
No, it's technically on the way. You know that you are a few miles outside of a town that's named on Lalian.
When you say
And
technically on the way, it's in the same direction.
it's not exactly in the same direction. You have to veer off course for about 4 hours to actually make the travel to the town itself.
Or we just make our own camp here in the
Alright.
wilderness.
See, I don't like this plan, but I'll do this plan.
Yeah. Okay. We can just.
Provided that we have to go out of the way.
Yeah, I was confused, but
I like camp.
I'll take a camp.
I love lamp.
Pitch the good tent, Vaughn.
yeah, you know what? He's okay with sleeping on dirt grass.
I know one of you fuckers have a spell for this.
I don't
So
know what
you
you're
only
talking
have
about.
you only have
Oh
one
yes,
kind
the
of
cleric.
tent.
Yes.
Create food and water.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fenmir's just gonna put some build a fire, and he's gonna use his produce flame cantrip and just start up a fire.
Okay. Boar has essentially put up the only kind of tent that Edgard has, which just so happens to be this large, ostentatious, colorful, like rainbow-esque almost fucking over-the-top glamorous tent that is just ridiculously sized.
You know what?
And the
think that's-
billows.
I'm gonna go
As
and
if
say
it-
that's a small house, and this is some like Animal Crossing shit, right?
As I walk to the tent, I'm going to notice just one small speck of immaculateness to it. And I'm going to say, we really need to buy a new tent sometime, Vaughn.
As you wish, sir.
I'll
But,
take your old one.
Pretty sure this one is still going to be good, even with that small fleck of dust there.
No,
Walks
it's
over.
it's definitely too
Oh,
filthy
fuck.
for him to, spend any more than tonight. So definitely should.
Like,
give it
this thing is just fucking ridiculous. Like, all along the top part that is like keeping the essentially the roof of the tent, there's like this flap that comes down with these golden tassels that dangle off of the flap itself. It serves no purpose other than flash. The colors of the actual tent itself are a variety of different deep reds, blues,
Ooh, I love them.
greens, with gold filigree into the fabric itself. It's just fucking ridiculous. Like, you've probably seen some kings in their tents. You've seen what Alan sleeps in, which is just a regular ass tent. You've seen what King Harlan had slept in when he was actually on the battlefield. This is beyond any of those things.
That is the quite probably the largest tent I've ever seen.
This thing is 40 by 50 feet.
That is a large fucking tent. Eh?
I would appreciate the language to be toned down a little bit. Thank you.
Yeah, I think he means don't call it a tent. It's much better than that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. So what's everybody else doing?
Well, Fenrir is just like he
I'm
just
watching
made a
it.
fire and watched as this tent was being built.
Yeah, I'm watching
just
the
like-
tent being built. That's basically all I'm doing.
He's just standing there, his hands on his waist, his cloak billowing again for no fucking reason. He's just watching with this grace, prestige, and arrogance. Like
I'm gonna make sure to give them directions of how to do the tent right the whole time.
they follow your every direction, despite having erected this thing every single night you have been on the
When you use
road.
the word erect, but in
On the
exact-
road again.
That's exactly what he would do.
Would you rather he use it in the way you want him, like as you watch erect?
Well,
as
I'm thinking he just got erect for his tent, so I'm not sure.
That's what I mean.
I want to roll for Born to bathe me.
To convince him to bathe you?
Yes.
Hey, that's all on Born. I
I
don't know
mean,
what
if he
Born does.
commands
Yeah.
it.
The
Okay.
DM can decide what Born does,
I
other than
will,
obey my commands.
I will say, if you want to do this, you're going to have to roll persuasion, and I will see if he actually resists it.
Does a 20?
A
Like a
total of 20
modifier?
or a nat 20?
It's a nat 20.
My God, I'm pretty sure you convinced the man.
Oh my.
That's fucked up.
You've convinced him.
He probably said
Boar,
something like your master would be pleased or something.
Boar,
He's probably right.
Bathe me or I kill you.
Bathe
Well,
me.
I did tell him.
Bathe me now.
I did tell him to get the blood off.
Boar reluctantly grabs a large wooden tub,
Loofah.
essentially, along with a few rags, and several bars of what seem to be possibly soap. He goes and collects water from a nearby lake. This is Verowyn. There's lakes very close by in a lot of different areas. And he proceeds to fill the massive tub, or the wooden tub, which would essentially be like a small pool now for the dwarf. And then
3 feet deep. I'm gonna drown.
removes the dwarves' armor and clothing. Just again, does not have a pleasant look on his face.
Is this just in front of us? Are we just about to see his wang?
No, this is in private. He does
Okay,
actually, he does do this all
So
privately. There's an actual separate tent for Edgard's bathing.
There you go. That's perfect.
It is also fucking large for no damn reason other than I got money.
Can Fenrir smell the soap?
I'm gonna say Fenmir, Rakur, and Mistral. If you want to smell the soap, you're gonna have to roll for it.
I would know this. I would know
What
this.
is it? Is it a perception?
Am I
You
already
know.
smelling the soap?
You know what is happening. Your
What is
senses
it?
are
What is
given
the
you
check
off
for?
everything.
That's perception, I
Perception.
assume.
I already know he's getting his
Well, I got a 1,
body
so
washed.
what is it?
21 to smell soap.
That's a 10.
I got a 1.
So Fenmir actually smells soap in the air, and him and Azurda actually are just like, is somebody cleaning himself?
Soap. I've
Speaking
only
of-
read about it in storybooks.
You're disgusting, and I'm unsure of why I'm here.
I'm kidding.
Good.
Is he?
I,
Is he really?
He
I
is.
Okay.
I don't remember him ever washing with soap.
She
though.
smells him. Yeah. Okay. You just smell like
Druidcraft.
tree. You just smell like fucking
I
pine.
druid crab.
He smells.
Does he really
smells
smell
like
that?
cedar.
If he smells really bad, my guy would suggest for him to take a bath as well.
I think he
like
smells
that's how
some
bad.
Druidcraft.
cedar. He drew craft some cedar in his
I
ass.
just shit some flour.
he smells like sawdust and freshly cut cedar wood.
That's
Okay.
not too bad.
I'm okay
It's
with
not
that.
too bad.
Yeah, you
It's
pass.
better than blood.
But yeah, at this point, Boar is currently bathing Chimpy.
As soon as that's all done, Fenrir is going to cast Hero's Feast.
Okay.
Is that one Chim Cham getting the scrub down?
What it does is 12 creatures can take part in this. I bring forth a great feast, including magnificent food and drink. It takes an hour to consume and disappears at the end of that time. Beneficial effects don't set in until the hour is over. It lasts for 24 hours, and everybody gets is immune to poison and being frightened.
Joke's on you. I'm a
Either way, and
I get
everybody's
frightened.
hit point maximum increases by 2d10. And so essentially,
Temporarily.
you're gaining temporary hit points.
2d10. Okay.
All right, everybody gets 16 extra hit points.
Even though I don't have to eat, I enjoy a feast.
Once he's done ritual casting that, I'm going to ritual cast purify food and drink, and I'm gonna thank Valkur for this wonderful meal.
Oh,
The real
I'm
question
gonna-
is
there
do
was
you
something
have
that-
Do you have Liamwood's tiny hut prepared?
As-
I actually
as
realized
we're
I didn't
partaking-
have every spell prepared. I could have
As
one
we're
more spell prepared.
as we're partaking, I'm going to turn to your
Magnificent
character.
mansion.
Please
Much-
no. Please no.
As we're eating, I'm going to turn to your character and be like, "Oh, tell me more about this, Valkyr."
Well, okay, hold on a second. You already have your own deity. Who is it?
That's why I'm asking him about his. My
No, you have one already.
You already have your own deity. A paladin by this time would definitely
Oh, yeah, of
always
course.
have their own deity.
I don't know what deities you have in this world, but I put my religion as freedomism.
I have my forgotten
I love it.
gods. I'm gonna say if the way your character acts, he's way too arrogant for a lot of actual gods. However, I will say your god is Lathander.
Sure.
Wait,
As long as he's as flamboyant as I am.
on appearance, yes.
Does
On
God-
attitude, no.
Can he have like a core or something?
Can his god be reluctant to be giving him powers?
Well,
Because
I
it's like,
had,
oh my god, he's so fucking annoying.
I-
But I
Paladins
have
don't
done it.
necessarily get their powers from a god, though.
okay, when I had a cleric, I worship core.
I should have never given him a fucking cape.
I think that's what changed him.
So here are your
Negative.
choices. You can either worship Bahamut, Torm, Tyr, Ilmater, I think, Moradin, Amanadar, Burunar's True Silver. You know what?
You should go with Bahamut, the platinum dragon.
Fucking Bahamut is such like a
Dick.
Actually,
yeah. Fuck Bahamut.
no, Bahamut's actually not really a dick. Is just
I'm
kind
not
of
the biggest Bahamut fan.
Bahamut's just he's a dragon though. Like
Yeah,
you gotta,
exactly.
you gotta like so yeah, he's a bit on the arrogant side. He can be a bit dickish, but I would actually recommend you go for Tyr.
All right.
It's
I mean, like I
So-
said, I don't know what any of these gods are like, so sure.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Well, it's only because in this world, the forgotten gods are basically gods that are no longer worshipped, with the exception of a few of them. But nobody remembers their name except for a handful of people and such. So I wouldn't actually give your character a forgotten god in this case because most likely he would just go with whatever god actually already existed. And some of the
Like-
other gods from other realms, they have essentially come over here and given their influence because the gods of this realm disappeared.
Can my religion still be freedomism though?
that can be your way of life.
You can you
Freedom
can
is-
live that way for life and everything. That's fine. Your alignment is of course lawful good. Your symbol is the balanced scales resting on a warhammer,
All right.
and you primarily are you believe in justice. I mean, you can believe in freedom above all else, but like you believe in justice, and your domains are order and war.
Okay, that works.
So that's essentially what your character is.
Did
Okay.
someone say justice?
Did
War
someone
Okay.
say
order?
what?
How do I
Your
spell?
character? You're your
How do I
character,
spell
but you're
this?
Superman.
God,
TYR.
my guy's Superman. You said?
No, you are. You think of yourself as the way you are, personality-wise, but essentially you're kind of like Superman. Lawful
Okay.
good. Everything is all about justice and order.
Remember when Superman went?
Now, the god's name Tyr is spelled Tyr. Just so you know, this is also an Old Norse god.
Yeah, I know. I know who that is.
Okay, fair enough.
I actually know who that is.
Cool, cool.
I didn't hear. I only know that because of World of Warcraft.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I can appreciate.
Okay, so
You just gave the DM a boner. You just
So
didn't
you
know
would-
it.
you would still a little bit. You would still probably be asking Rakur about Valkor.
Of course, I want to know about all the gods. Oh, I like to know people.
You want to know why his god is wrong?
Exactly. I'm gonna tell him he's wrong.
How dare you?
Oh no, they're gonna fight. He's gonna smite
We
you.
didn't get there yet. I'm asking you about it. Yeah, tell me more about this god.
Chippy is currently naked, still being bathed. I'm just pointing that out.
That's fine.
And they
A
can hear the
plate was
conversation.
brought to him for the hero's feast.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
Well,
like to
no,
eat
hold on.
and be bathed.
Does his bath take more than 10 minutes?
Hey, I'm gonna let my
At every crevice.
Or
yes.
does it take more than
dirty.
20 minutes technically? Because I still have to bless
Ooh.
this
just
food.
so you know, my guys get to eat too. Like they get to eat.
Hold on.
That's
With,
fine.
with a
He
beard
was-
as big as mine, yes.
He was a very dirty, as he described, a very dirty dwarf. So it is going to take more than 20 minutes to clean him,
Damn.
especially his beard. You can bless the food and everything,
Totally
and
bless this
he
food.
can still be given a plate, which he is given a plate of food. But before your servants actually
Dirty,
eat,
dirty dwarf.
as servants, protocol dictates they do not eat until everybody else has eaten.
That's
Can I
fine,
taste
as
it?
long as they get to eat.
Don't worry, your squire at the 8th, if you know what I mean.
God.
A hero's feast is essentially a magically huge platter of various foods. Like think of a massive king's table filled with every kind of food that you could actually think of.
Oh,
Yeah, Edgar primarily eats fruit, but he does eat meat too.
There is a massive amount of any kind of food that you particularly want. You want a vegan meal, they got vegan meals. You want a meat-based meal, they got meat-based meals. You want a mixture of fruits, vegetables,
on the meat.
meats, and everything else.
I guess I'm
That's
vegan
there too.
today. And
We got leaves. We got plant leaves that I can grab and
Yeah.
shove in my mouth.
No, nothing like that. I just want just fruit and then some lean meat. I can't eat anything directly like leaves or anything. That's kind of weird. It's a
Speak
little
for
too dirty.
yourself.
It's a little too dirty.
Meanwhile, as Azure is just taking his trunk and just
It's just like giant bowl of what looks to be just pure leaves.
I got some peanuts for you.
Hey, I can eat fruits.
It's
look,
just
don't
a
be
salad
racist.
without.
He's an elephant person.
It's just a salad without any dressing on it.
Ew. I need some like vinaigrette. Come on.
To start eating the table. Oh shit, I forgot. It's not tree bark.
Okay.
So when elephants fight for a mate, do they swing their trunks at each other?
No.
They helicopter them.
It's not like giraffes who like, fucking hit their neck.
Anyway,
They neck each other.
Anyway,
Neck fight.
I'm just having a conversation with Christian's character over here about how his god is wrong.
Then have that
How
conversation.
dare.
Do I
All
hear
right.
that across the dent?
So,
I'm gonna listen in.
Again, I ask you. So tell me more about this god.
My god was once a man.
Oh, how dirty!
How dare. You
That-
disrespect a man who became a god?
A man who became a god? Such nonsense! Such a thing is impossible.
That is exactly who Valkyr is. As a man,
Impossible?
I believe he won a bet against Umberlee and did
Bet.
many great things as a fisherman and then became
As
a
there's-
god.
Of course, your god would be a gambler and possible everything else.
And what of
Oh.
yours?
God.
Mine Mine is nothing but greatness, immaculateness, absolute justice, and absolute and complete vengeance and justice upon everything in existence. He is mighty. He is great. He is awesome. Your god is simply a gambler who became a god. Oh, such craziness. The things people believe these days.
As this is happening, Fenrir is just gonna go sit over by his bonfire that he made, and he's gonna cast divination.
I'm still waiting for him to tell me the name of his god.
My bad. Tyr. Tyr. How do you say that? I forget how to
Tyr.
Tyr.
It's Tyr.
He blew all this smoke and didn't say anything.
I was too in character, my
He
bad.
blew all this smoke, but there was no fire.
He as he says the name Tyr, I'm just gonna throw this in there. He grabs his shield, pulls back his cloak to sort of reveal like this symbol that clasps the cloak onto his armor and everything like that. And every place you can see the symbol on his belt, on his breastplate,
He's got it everywhere.
on one of the clasps that holds the cloak on his shield. The symbol of Tyr is everywhere.
I'll even pull back my hair and I'll have
Actually,
I'll have earrings of Tyr.
if we're talking about gods and goddesses, mine is clearly better. Airdrie Fania. She was free, impulsive, and chaotic. But oh, was she free?
Chaotic! Oh!
Chaotic in a free way. You guys don't know anything about free. You're tied down by your morals and your beliefs. True freedom was in this goddess.
As everybody's just having these arguments, Fenrir's just like closing his eyes and he's casting divination. He's gonna speak to the Wild Mother.
Actually, ultimate freedom lies within justice. Thank you.
No, there's no freedom tied down to simple.
I believe you have to roll for that.
Your fragile personalities
no,
are
I just have to
held
have
together.
I just have to have an offering, and well, you can make me roll for it if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you roll for it.
Okay. What am I adding? My wisdom?
Yes.
Yeah, Anthony, I made that up on the spot. Well, it's actually a goddess, but I added that in.
If you want to, that is all up to you. I'm not gonna tell you no.
Do you know that goddess?
I do not. I'm not familiar with the actual like.
Yeah, she's
goddess.
she's an elven goddess of the moon, and she's more for chaotic freedom. The Ganassi are typically drawn to her.
Okay, that's actually quite clever. Then I think that's actually cool. Yeah, keep that.
Yeah, well, it made sense for my character because it said she didn't like to stay in place for too long in one place.
What was her name again?
It's Airdrie Fania, Aerdrie Fania. You can look her up. She's pretty cool.
I am looking her up right now.
All right. My roll for divination is a 21.
That's a lot of religion.
What is your offering?
My offering is going to be I'm going to druidcraft the symbol of the Wild Mother, and use it as the offering into the fire.
Okay. As you do this, you sit there and you sort of just concentrate. Apparently, in the middle of this battle of the god worships, and suddenly
Fenrir uses this to tune out Mistral every once in a while.
You feel this warmth come over you, as though you're being hugged all over, and a very familiar voice whispers into your ear, "What is it, my child?"
About this necromancer that we will be that our charge is taken to eliminate him. Where will we be able to find him exactly tomorrow?
The necromancer was just a rumor, but you will find something vile in the grove.
Does she give me like a somewhat of like a feeling of like a direction to go?
She simply tells you that you will find something vile in the grove. She doesn't actually give you specific directions.
Okay. And then, yeah, you make a 25% chance that I have to. And then afterwards, it's you who has to roll if I succeed. On any subsequent castings.
Oh, okay.
If I cast it again.
Okay.
Not really too much to worry about because it's a one shot, but yeah.
No, yeah, of course, but just in case you want to do something. Oh, wow, that's. Yeah. So 60%. You're good.
Okay, awesome. Well, in that case, could I ask her another question? I have a shit ton of spells that I can just. Well, I don't know what's gonna happen in the night, so I'll probably actually save them.
I'm gonna say you can ask her 3 questions right now.
Oh, right now I can ask 3 questions?
Yes.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Then I will ask um where is the grove exactly?
The grove is the city itself.
Okay.
The city lives within the grove. Once you've managed to reach Eleanor, you will already be in the grove.
Now this vile being that we will be facing, is there any specific power to that I should be aware of to watch out for? Essentially, I'm asking for one of its moves. I don't care which you give me, but something substantial, obviously. Not like, oh, it can flick people.
Beware, it has claws.
like a significant ability, if that would be fine. Would you like me to roll for how much of a significant answer I can get?
And then he told of the significance.
It will be significant.
That's all he
And
said.
then he killed the dog. So what exactly are you asking specifically? Like, I just want you to think about your words.
Okay. So sorry, I'm really trying to get a good specific question so I don't make it too vague. I guess instead of that, I'll ask what the vile creature is. What it exactly is.
Okay. Seeing as how she said you will find something vile in the grove, she didn't specify.
Okay.
what.
Then I'll ask if it is a sorry. I thought it was a vile creature, but it's
You've
something
wasted
vile.
your question.
I wasted my last question. I guess is it a creature or something is it how about this? Is it of this plane of existence? Or is it otherworldly?
They are of this world, but one of them gains power from something beyond. They work for someone who also gains power from beyond. Beware the women, for they are the most dangerous. Grow.
All right, those are my 3 questions.
And as the third question is answered, you feel that warm hug-like sensation fade away, leaving a bit of lingering warmth to you still, giving you the impression she is still watching over you.
So Femir is just gonna open his eyes and just jump back into this reality, probably in the middle of the argument.
Is it like a visual jump back, or are you just like?
Yeah, no, it's gonna there's gonna be a slight visual of him just like kind of like
And then
Like
you come back,
this.
and then we're on like, and that is why she is the best.
Hey. Ooh.
I disagree.
Have you three ever thought about, doing good for your common man?
I'm
You
gonna
know.
look. I'm gonna stare you right in the eyes at this point, and I'll be like, blasphemy.
You'd have to look up at him.
Yeah.
All right, I'm looking up at him.
At this
Blasphemy.
I'm
at
just
this
gonna I'm
point,
just gonna pat him on the head with my trunk.
at this point, Chimpy has rejoined
I'm
the
gonna.
group.
I'm. Don't do that.
He is visibly clean wherever his skin is exposed. His beard is also combed and
Silky
braided
smooth.
in a very, very nice way. However, he's still wearing the same dirty ass clothing he was wearing earlier.
Exactly.
I'm gonna look right at him.
It's
I'm gonna look right at
long.
him and be like, "You came so close. Why did you not just borrow something, Chimpy?
You think I have anything in your size?
In my size."
Yes. Extravagant dickwad.
Now, see here. Just because I am an affluent person does not mean I do not donate my fair share to the churches.
Churches, do I look like a church to you?
But does he
I've spent
donate?
my entire life trying to make sure that you're well cared for. And
Yeah, that's spent my
you
entire
just
life saving
refuse to
you.
accept the help.
Fenrir is just gonna walk over to the group. By the way, got done speaking to God.
Oh, that's what you were doing. Were you running away from the?
I'll just be like, I noticed.
Fenrir is gonna look at Azurda. You always notice. That's why I appreciate you.
Did I
You're very-
notice?
No,
No,
you're busy. You're
I don't
busy
think
talking
so.
about your God.
Yeah,
Or did I not care?
What did you talk about with your god?
The necromancer is not a necromancer. That was a false rumor.
Oh, damn it!
What are they?
It is apparently a collection of multiple beings that are of this world, and there are two that are otherworldly, getting their powers from somewhere else.
Did you ask how many?
I did not, but there was a lot.
That's fake, but
More the kill.
it's
Are they
better.
still vile and evil?
Oh yeah, pretty sure they're vile and evil.
Then we shall still go out and complete this mission.
Pretty sure.
Well, I mean, they're paying us, so
Payment?
I need everyone but Azurda to actually roll
my
a
God.
perception.
But this is like the everyone but
It's the,
in like a
it's
good
the
kind of way.
opposite.
This is the reverse
fucking
of that.
pass.
Hold on.
Passes
I want to
everything.
roll just in case I get better than it. I did not.
It's a 22.
29.
17.
The fuck is your plus?
24.
Oh wait.
I'm a wisdom-based
27.
spellcaster. My wisdom is high.
My
So-
wisdom is higher.
I don't have any
Your
My
wisdom.
wisdom can't be higher. My wisdom is +5.
It's also kind of weird that the druid would have less wisdom than the cleric because the cleric casts on its charisma.
No,
whereas
they
No,
don't.
no, no,
Stop
we found
saying
out
that.
we found out that they actually cast on wisdom.
They cast
Really?
on
Yeah.
wisdom.
Yeah, it's paladins or charisma.
Paladins are Chris.
Paladins, warlocks,
And warlocks.
Bards and
bards.
sorcerers.
And sorcerers.
Good thing my charisma is really
19.
freaking high.
Yeah, your strength is too, you son of a bitch.
Okay.
Hey,
My strength.
I took the two highest rolls and we're like, yeah, let me
Fair
slide
enough.
those in there.
Then it's obvious that Fenmir and Rakur are rivals not just in skills but also like everything the hell else about them.
Our spell casting is that. That's
Anyway.
why the other one shot we just both bodied all those people.
No, here's the effing twist. Here's the effing twist. Okay, so you have Fey ancestry because you're a half elf. He's legitimately Fey touched because he is gifted by the celestial beings themselves. There is a friggin' angel that watches over him constantly. So
It's me. I'm always watching.
you're basically you're both in continuous like competition. It's equal fluxing on the weirdest scales. One is celestial, the other is nature. It's just hilarious to me.
It's all Fey to me.
Well,
Also, do
yeah.
I know anything about Edgard's god?
You actually do know about Tyr. You know that he is a god of war. He believes in justice and order above all else. He is actually a very good god, a very lawful god, and sometimes arrogant.
I feel slight compatriotism with Edgard because our gods are both gods of war. But I feel bad for him because this is his paladin.
We are brothers in arms, yet at the same time, I feel so bad for your god. It's sad.
So
really.
much pity.
There is a swelling in my heart, not for you, but for the one you worship, because you worship him. It just sucks. It's
Anyway,
okay.
I rolled a 27, so I don't know what that is.
What did Mistral? You got what was it? A 19?
22.
22. What did Chimpy get?
19.
19. Okay.
Y'all are getting
Everyone,
so close.
everyone sees this. From the shadows of the night itself, like near a tree off in the distance, what the fire cannot actually fully cast on. You see a figure walking towards you, and Chimpy and Edgard are the only ones who actually do not necessarily recognize this person, but the four of you do recognize the man in all black.
Marshall.
Hello, Fenrir. Nice to meet you all again.
You mean?
Yes, that
Oh,
Marshall.
Marshall, it's good to see you.
Marcia,
over
Marcia,
there.
Marcia.
Marcia.
Oh, it's Marshy.
So, what brings you lot out into this area?
Well, we were told to kill a necromancer, but I quickly found out that that is not the case. We're going to be essentially killing an entire grove's worth of vile, disgusting beings.
Oh, good for you. Um, I also was sent in this area because I was given word of a certain rival of.
A rival of yours? That's very interesting.
She claims to be my rival. She's not even close to being my equal, but
I
she's
was
trying.
gonna say.
Yeah, I was like, people can rival you?
That's
I'm
why I thought it was interesting for that to even be a sentence that came out of your mouth.
Un- Understandably. As I said, though she believes herself to be my rival. Um, well, if you are on the hunt yourselves, I suppose I don't need to necessarily intervene. However, should something go horribly wrong, yes. And he pulls out a small object, and you look closer. It is an onyx stone. It is smooth looking, and to the touch, it seems to almost shimmer like glass.
Uh,
One of you go ahead and take this.
I will take it
good because if he wasn't, I was gonna grab it
because
with my
I
chunk.
know what it is.
I really want him to grab it with his.
I'm not so sure you should take it, but at the same time, I don't believe that it's going to interfere with anything. So, by all means.
Fenrir then points to Edgard and Chimpy. These are our new compatriots for this mission. This is Edgard, a paladin of Tyr.
Oh yes.
Edgard, this is Marshall. He's a
Nice to meet you,
hexblade.
Lisa.
And this is Chimpy. He's a really angry dwarf, but
Hello there.
he's he's just a delight.
I, I, not to insult anyone, but I could feel his rage as I entered this area.
Well, at least you couldn't smell me. I took a bath.
I
No,
thought
I
that
could
was
smell
just
that
me.
too.
I thought that was just me.
Well, but yes, if you find yourselves in a bind, be sure to use that, but only for emergencies. It will only be used once. Um, Chimpy and Edgard, as you see this person, you realize that you cannot actually see anything of this man beyond his clothing. He's wearing gloves that cover his hands. He's wearing a long sleeve coat that actually goes down beyond past his knees. He has this sort of black armor underneath that seems to be leather, possibly studded leather. He wears a mask over his face that actually casts a shadow over the rest of his neck that is also partly covered by a shirt that he seems to wear that comes up to his neck itself. Everything about this man is completely covered from head to toe in black armor and clothing.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That was random.
that was probably an accident.
I think she disconnected because she was typing.
Yep.
You're
Oh,
muted.
Accident.
She's muted somehow.
How
She
am I?
knows.
Now there you go.
It's not muted. It's
Oh, like I wasn't
it's
muted.
just we can't hear you talking.
It was
You just have to
buffering.
yell at us so that yell so loud that Rico can hear you in Nevada.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Wow.
Don't you mean in Canardia?
Yeah.
Yes,
In
Canardia.
Canardia. That's where I am right now.
I'm gonna whisper to
What
Marshall.
the fuck?
What is this?
He leans over and whispers, "Only Azurta can actually hear me." And he tells him, "It's a summoning stone. It will teleport me to your location."
Okay.
Well, I was gonna use stone cunning, but whatever. I don't know what it was.
I
You still technically can.
Let me do stone cunning on it. I want to make an intelligence roll to find the origin of the stonework.
So you have a +0 to intelligence, so it's a straight roll.
And that 20, baby.
Dwarves and their rocks, man.
You stare at this stone and you concentrate on a bit, trying to figure out where it was shaped. And suddenly it hits you. It was shaped from an otherworldly being, possibly a god. But you're not 100% certain whether it was a god or not. You just know that this is the most finely shaped onyx stone you have ever seen.
Must be pretty expensive.
It cost me nothing.
Where did you get this?
I have my ways and my connection.
So you didn't make it yourself.
You could say that. I don't exactly have the hands for it.
I see. That's all I wanted to do was look at it.
But anyways, I shall be off. He reaches over and from the table grabs an apple. I bid you all good night and happy hunting.
Fair
You
winds.
too.
Have a good one, sir.
As
Bye-bye, Marshall.
As he turns around and starts walking back towards the shadowy area that he had actually appeared from, he just fades into the shadow itself.
Edgy.
He's so
Oh, you don't
cool.
see that every day.
Fenrir's
He's
gonna begin
so-
druid crafting a bed for him and Mistral, just near the fire. Just slowly work on it, like little by little.
And for the
Isn't
rest
he-
of us,
Isn't he dreamy?
He's starting with him and Mistral first, and then he's gonna start druid crafting beds for everybody else.
Well, that
And he's
Drew
gonna
craft.
druid craft a really
I'm
big hammock for
I'm
Azurta.
gonna- I'm
A
going to
banana
stare
hammock.
at you crafting and just look. As
You
if
know I
want-
sleep standing, right?
Just in case you ever want to lay down, I keep trying, and eventually you will lay down.
What if you can push him? Is it elephant tipping? Is what they call it?
I wouldn't attempt it.
He might fall on. No, actually.
We could all just try and sleep with Edgard.
As you are all saying all these things, you just hear the lute playing in the background, but it actually sounds closer to that of like what we would know as a ukulele. And it just
A
says,
ukulele?
I want to fucking sleep now.
Wait, who is saying that? I'm gonna get upset.
It's
I'm
Kip
tired.
Julep.
I'm really fucking tired. I
Okay.
carry this shit all
Well-
of the time.
Okay,
I
please, please stop.
I do not believe there's enough room for everyone in the tent. However, if you do decide to stay in my tent, I have no objections.
Is it good playing, or are you purposely making it sound like it's annoying?
I'm going to
That's
say,
a good night's sleep.
as this happened, Mistral just so happened to be sort of like kind of stretching her legs for a second, sitting down for so long, walks over to the opening of the tent, opens it up, and sees there is more than enough room in that fucking tent for everyone here.
Okay,
He's
well,
just, he likes
Mistral's
his.
gonna help herself.
Just
Um,
go right in.
As Fenrir's just finishing up the beds, he goes,
I would advise you not to go straight in. Please at least allow me to welcome you in, and I'm gonna get up and like show
okay.
it.
She'll at least stop at the then when he says
Who-
so.
Fenrir's just like, Mistral.
Who's taking first watch?
I'll take first watch.
And this is exactly why she can't make up her mind.
Okay.
She's
So-
gone.
I'm gonna show everybody to where they can sleep in my tent. Of course, they can't sleep in my illustrious like bedding myself, but they can sleep in the servers area if they
There-
wish.
There is this massive, huge, California double king size bed.
That's
so a bed
large.
that sits 8.
Yes, in the back, and the frame itself is made out of what seems to be gold painted reinforced steel.
Jesus.
Eddie.
The mattress itself seems to be like made of some of the most comfortable bedding that you've probably ever actually come across, and everybody's mind immediately goes to the same thing: how the fuck does he have any of this?
Oh, hold on. Eddie, is that bed for that large for all the whores?
Whores?
He's a paladin.
There's no-
He's celibate. Clearly.
There's no whores here.
Oh, that's right. You're like celibate, right? You don't stick your dick in.
That's
Whore.
not
I was-
true about
I was
paladins
even
at all.
talking about such dirty things.
Where do you think
I
he has the
mean-
horse?
Or are they for you?
You're about to get thrown out of his tent.
Yeah, I might.
It
Be
was a
careful.
simple question.
And I have given you an answer.
Okay.
Also inside of this tent is a large bookshelf. The thing is about the same height as, I would say it's a little shorter than a Zerta.
Oh.
Oh.
It's roughly between 9.5 to 10 feet tall. The shelving itself only goes up so high, and then there's this over the top design at the top. Once again, made out of the finest wood that you've probably ever come across, the finest wood crafting you've probably ever seen. And the bookshelf is covered from shelf to shelf with pictures of Edgard.
It is various
course they
heroic
are.
and just various different heroic stances with the cloak
Yes,
building, of
various
course.
different heroic stances.
That's
Probably of different victories in my successes.
There's
And-
a large dining table with various different china that is, again, top notch. This is like the richest rich boy tent and setup and interior you've ever seen.
Eddie,
There
tell
is-
me
Oh, go ahead.
tell-
And I was gonna say, in all the photos, you just see Chimpy in the
Yep,
background.
there you go. I was
pissed
gonna
off.
say that. I was gonna say that he's in all the photos. He's in every single one, like in the background.
If you look at the photos from top left to bottom right, you can see Chimpy get progressively angrier and angrier in each individual photo. There is 24 photos in all, and the last 4 at the bottom are just this dwarf that looks like he is charging at him in the background.
Did you hold that pose for the entire painting?
No, his squire paints really quickly. He's really good with his hands.
Yes. Actually, that's canon now.
Okay.
I have very dexterous hands. I'm also good at massages.
I love this guy. Yes, Bourne is a very good painter. Very.
tell me about that painting right there, the one where you're they call it dabbing.
Dabbing.
There's one of Edgar doing this.
I don't know about any dabbing, but I had a sneeze on that photo.
He invented the dab. No.
Achoo!
Oh no, God.
Okay, so where is everybody sleeping, and who is taking first watch?
The absolute most illustrious tent ever. I'm sleeping in my
Did he
personal
We
Druidcraft
know
all the?
where Edgard is
Yeah,
sleeping.
Fenrir Druid crafted all the beds for everybody.
Are you still
Or-
trying to figure out where everybody went?
Are you
Yeah,
gonna? What are you gonna do with those beds, Rico?
they're Druid crafted near the fire to keep warm.
Oh, so you're not
He
gonna
has
sleep in the
heater.
tent.
He has a
I've
heater
offered
in
it to
this
you.
house.
Why don't you put a fire in the tent? This tent, I'm sure, has a hole in the top to let out the smoke.
I'm sure that's a heater.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a heater in
You
here.
don't even need the fire in there, yo. I
Fenrir's
don't want
just
you burning down my.
outside, like looking around, like
I would object to that
Where'd
too.
everybody
No one's
go?
burning my tent down.
No,
Oh, no,
no,
he-
did Record
there-
did Record go inside the tent?
No.
Oh,
The-
so
the-
Record's out there with Fenrir.
So who's actually in the
Right.
tent
to
besides
keep
myself?
to keep him warm, you would know that inside these types of tents there are no actual holes for like fires and stuff like that, unless they were built for it. Edgar seems like the type that is incredibly paranoid, thinking that even if there was an actual area for a fire, it's just gonna burn the whole damn tent down, so he doesn't even bother with it. But he does have several pans, which are essentially bed heaters. That
Oh,
people
where you
would
put hot coal in it and you put it under the
hot
bed.
coal into, and then there are several blankets and bear skins to keep him warm, just in case.
So Fenrir's gonna talk to Record. So where did everybody go? I made everybody's beds.
They went inside the tents.
Did you notice? Did you actually notice they went inside the tent with your nice perception?
My perception's pretty damn good.
Except when you
Technically,
rolled them.
Fenrir actually would have noticed, but I'm saying that he didn't because he was busy druid crafting.
Yeah, I
You
guess you could have noticed because you
My
were.
passive perception is 20.
Okay, well you didn't notice for funniness.
I'm gonna say that you took a negative because you were actually druid crafting.
I
so-
figured. I figured. I purposefully let myself fail it.
I love how he
Fair
made a
enough.
bed for him and Mistral first, and then she is the first one to leave.
She's the first one to walk away. Okay, so where's everybody?
She's always the first one to walk away.
Once again, who is taking first watch other than
Chimpy.
Chimpy? Chimpy seems to be
I
the only
guess
one who's
it's-
taking first watch.
Fenrir will take first watch with Chimpy.
Okay. And with that, we are actually going to take a break at this point. Hopefully, it's not going to be too long of a break, but you
We'll
never
see.
know when everybody gets back to the computers after relieving themselves, getting themselves something to snack on, drink, whatever.
Indeed.
But come back and see the remaining of this particular session, and then possibly come back tomorrow. Well, no, actually not possibly, but we'll get to that.
Definitely.
You're coming back tomorrow, whether you like it or not.
Come back
Come back
tomorrow
or die.
for the conclusion of this story. But going on break. And welcome back. So, hope you all relieved yourself. Hope you got your drinks refilled, your food on you, whatever you needed to actually get while we were gone.
empty.
You should have refilled that.
I drank
gonna-
it all.
We're going to continue without you needing a refill. Okay.
It's fine.
So, we're going to start this up with Fenrir and Chimpy are taking first watch. Oh, by the way, you're getting the red marker for.
Oh my god, Chimchar.
What?
Because I know you always pick red whenever you have the chance.
All right. So Fenrir is just gonna sit on the edge of his druid crafted bed near the fire, just observing the area around him.
I'm sitting next to him, next to the fire, sharpening my axes.
So Chimpy,
Ask him a question.
what's it like being
A
a fighter?
dwarf?
Like, no, not really a dwarf. I'm sorry for asking. How long have you been?
A dwarf?
No.
My entire life.
Well, I would assume that. But
Except
I
one
mean-
time I was turned into a newt, but I got better.
Oh, good. How long have you been training in combat?
We as dwarves, especially hill dwarves, we train every day from the day we are born. We come out of the womb, and they give us an axe. It's tiny, but they throw us into a ring, and then only the strongest babies survive.
Fenrir's just like,
Fucking
Holy
uh-huh.
shit.
fucking Amazonian dwarves over here.
That's some
We-
fucking. I need to
We do
find.
things quite a lot differently in Canardia. Um,
Do you guys battle in the snow when you're babies? I've always wanted to
no,
do that.
no, we don't.
Okay.
In
No.
fact, if we happen to bump into somebody, we immediately apologize.
I need deception and insight rolls right now.
Wait.
Who's deceiving? Who's inciting? I don't
he's
fucking know.
no. Fenmir is good. You're rolling for insight, and Chimpy, you're rolling deception, but I'm giving you advantage on it.
Is he fucking lying about that?
Who's getting advantage?
Chimpy's
Chimpy
getting
is.
advantage.
There's no way.
I got
No
17,
fucking way. 12.
Did you roll
and
twice?
Oh, wait, I have a plus 10.
I got a. Hold on, I got to
You
roll
have plus
twice.
10 for insight?
Yeah.
And
You
then
take your highest one, remember?
17 and plus 2, so I got 19.
And then is that your highest? Can you roll again?
Yeah, that's my highest.
I got
Yeah,
a 12.
he doesn't actually have any physical dice, so he has to roll off of the computer.
Oh, I
Okay.
RNG.
So, Fenmir, you actually know that's not how dwarves are,
Fenmir rolled 12.
I rolled a 12.
but you get a plus 10, right? Or did you roll
No,
a
that
2
was
No,
with the
that's
plus
a 20
10?
total. I rolled a 2.
Oh, then you
Yeah, you said
believe
a 12 and
every
then plus
word.
10.
Oh
You
no.
yeah, because you gave me the impression it's actually a 20 fucking 2, but no,
Wait,
no, yes.
Anthony,
I
he should
already-
have. Hold on. He should have a disadvantage for being Canardian.
No, it doesn't matter. He believes
I know.
every word about dwarves, despite knowing dwarves himself and meeting dwarves in his adventures, especially the dwarves of Bromshield.
He just thinks.
He now believes hill dwarves are this friggin' savage.
Oh no.
Well, that is definitely something. I am glad you made it out alive,
Yeah.
Chimpy.
Once we upgrade from baby fighting, they throw us into pits with our dogs, and that's why we try and get new dogs every year because either the babies die or we kill the doggies. That's our training. We just keep fighting and fighting and fighting, and the strongest live. And so I'm one of the strongest dwarves.
Believe all of this.
Oh no.
Believe every bit of this, Fenrir.
I believe it so hard that you're.
Fenrir is just gonna look away and just and just look around to see if anything is.
Can I just make a point of interest here? This is the second time one of your cousins has bullshitted you in story, and your character believes them.
Yeah, in the main campaign, Vaughn believes Flareon is a fucking powerful sorcerer.
Yeah,
And
he
he's a
believes he's a
rogue.
powerful sorcerer.
And he just does cheap magic tricks.
It's just sleight of hand stuff, and that's all.
And it pisses off the actual sorcerer.
There is a dog in Trevor's camera,
Doesn't piss
and
me off.
I want to pet it so badly.
This is Jameson. He is a Great Dane lab mix.
I love the dog even more. Not just because it's a dog, but because the name of the dog is Jameson.
He likes Jameson. He drinks it.
I don't think that's actually a good idea.
They
Maybe
don't.
for your bitch ass dog, but not his.
I don't actually. Wow!
Hey, if he was the strongest to survive as a baby, then the dog was the strongest to survive.
His dog just comes out of nowhere.
Just because my dog only drinks water does not mean she is a. Well, okay, yeah.
And then when dwarves are of age, where I'm from, you go out in a great hunt, and we have to find an elf, and they have a cloaking cloak that they turn invisible into the trees, and we have to hunt them down.
Wow, this is getting even better.
Okay, now his story is starting to seem even
Fucking
more.
predator.
His story is starting to sound even more credible because you do know for a fact that elves do actually have cloaks that help them meld into the surroundings.
I have one.
Fenrir casts invisibility on
I
himself.
thought you had boots.
Fenrir casts invisibility on himself.
I guess I'll
Okay.
just be here by myself.
No, he
No,
wants
I'm
to get
still here.
hunted. He's a half elf.
I know where he's at. I have dark vision.
Not when I'm invisible.
He has true sights.
You're using the trees.
He's using the trees. Tree stride.
All of this is accurate. I hate this. I hate it. I love it at the same time. Okay, so I'm gonna cut it here. A few more. Your hour and a half worth of watch is actually it. No. I'm sorry. Your two hours of watch have come to an end. And who
Oh,
is
which
taking
means my
second?
invisibility is up.
Yeah. So you two lay your heads down to rest. Who's taking second watch?
Me.
Rakur and
Suppose Ed God will come out.
some volunteer, or I will volunteer tier you.
I already did. Did you not hear
Okay.
me? Hello?
Rakur, Rakur and Edgard.
Oh, I'm going back to bed.
So when
I actually want to watch with Eddie.
Oh, you want to watch her then?
Yeah.
Okay, then
Because the banter would be more interesting than the one who just preaches
Alright.
about Jesus all day.
then Rakur and Azurda. You Azurda has been volunteered for second watch.
you
Yes.
mean third watch?
Oh, they're doing third watch?
Wait,
Well,
what?
Rakur is the one who volunteered
Oh,
for
okay.
second
So
watch.
they're
Well,
So
then
so
he said
you're
he was going
taking
back to
second
bed.
watch.
I
Edgard
was
and
joking.
Mistral are
Oh.
taking third watch.
it's a joke, but
Okay.
I'm now taking it seriously. So it's Rakur and Azurda.
Yes, the easiest watch.
You're like, my rolls mean nothing.
Is Mistral in the bed that Fenrir druid crafted?
No, she's in the tent.
Okay.
Okay.
Fenrir's just gonna just lay in the bed and just
She's like, okay, she's gone. Like usual.
Okay. Because of Azurda's what is it? 24, 28 passive.
It's 28. But I like to
Yeah.
roll just in case I beat it anyways.
Okay, go ahead and roll it. Just to
I
see.
beat it. It's a lot. What is 29? I beat it by 1.
You can hear every animal in this area. It is not so much a forest, but there are plenty of trees nearby. There is a lake nearby. You can hear the owls off in the distance, a couple of miles in the distance. You can hear some of the wolves that are hunting at this time. You hear hares hopping around as much as they can, at least the ones that are that would be actually up. You hear all the nocturnal creatures for quite a distance. Nothing seems to strike you as odd.
Just some meta owls. That's all I hear.
Ooh, look over here.
So there's nothing around then?
I mean, nothing is the wrong word.
Nothing dangerous around?
Everything is around.
I mean, no.
Cool.
Okay. So at this point, then, your 2 hours have ended. You lay your heads down. Both first and second watch were very uneventful, with the exception of Fenrir learning some very interesting new stuff about hill dwarves. And it is now third watch, Edgard and Mistral.
So, Eddie, how did you, get so rich?
I have had many and many and long adventures. These are just the spoils of war.
What about those two, your two servants? Are they spoils of war too?
No, they have been lifelong companions for me.
I see. How did you meet?
They were given to me by my father. They were his servants as well, and they are mine as well.
So your family's rich also, but they didn't just give you your funds, you earned them?
I inherited a bit from my family, but over the years I've gathered my own.
I see. Well, that's really nice. It's not what I expected, but also half of what I expected. So,
What what about you and your what is it? Spiritualness?
oh no, I'm just like not a person. So, ah, so I can explain Ganassi for you.
He's like, I don't
Genasi.
even exist right
Um,
now.
So, my parents weren't Genassis, and I wasn't born from. Well, see, Genassis are either two Genasi parents or a genie and a mortal. But I awakened my Genasi elemental power later, and so I wasn't born a. It's hard to explain. Anthony, this is actually a thing. I
I
looked
know.
into it.
I am.
Just in
I
case you're
learned
looking
it.
at me crazily.
I'm not.
No, I think they can be. I think they can be born from mortals, though. But then, like, awakened to Genasi powers.
Usually it's by exposure to the element with which you are associated with.
Yes, the
Yeah,
wind.
basically, one of your ancestors, or at least somebody very closely related to you, like a grandparent or even a great grandparent, was a air djinn, and so because of that, the power itself lays dormant in you, or at least would lay dormant in you, if say great grandma was a djinn, and then her child uh, marries a human, and then it's more human, and it doesn't really have genasi powers or anything like that. And
Yeah.
then down the line, you basically are born to two humans, two seemingly unknown humans, and then one day, a strong gust of wind, poof! All of a sudden, and genasi.
Yeah, I basically told him that. and
Yeah.
and then
My mind is blown.
ever since then I've been traveling around as an entertainer, playing my pan flute, and just living how I want. And then she pulls out her pan flute and starts to play it.
Stealing children.
Huh. I'll start clapping like excitedly. Ah, huh.
He's very excited.
I'm quite impressed with this. Edgard would be his mind is like I wouldn't say he looks like completely overwhelmed, but he's definitely overwhelmed. But trying to mask that.
Although I did get myself into trouble once with this pan flute
Oh,
when I was in a bar and
do
almost
tell.
died. Well, we thought that this I think it was an orc. He was saying shiny and looking at me, and we thought that he was trying to take me away. One of the guys irritated me, and I said something, and then we got in a disagreement. He left, and then it was a big misunderstanding, and we fought them and almost died. But it turns out they were actually the good guys and not the bad guys. A typical, you know, thing to happen. Rumors went about, and we got the wrong impression of their party, and we almost killed each other, or more like they almost killed us, because
Hmm.
they're much
More
stronger.
like killed you.
I
Well,
almost.
I seem to
I'm
remember
happy
that
to
a
see that
little
you are.
differently.
I'm happy to see that you all are in one piece. It seems like quite an ordeal.
Yeah. Whatever. She doesn't have to tell more details.
Hey, I'm gonna believe it anyway. I'm just
I
saying, like,
remember I
he
remember
believe
Fanny
it.
and Rakur, kicking major ass. That's what I remember.
That's
It's okay.
right.
We're friends. It's okay. We're friends with them now. We're cool. I made a friend. Girl power.
Whoo, whoo. Meta owl.
Yeah. Who the fuck is saying that?
It's the metal owls I heard earlier.
um,
It's lonely Fenmir.
yes. When Mistral actually regales this story, she does inform Edgard that a misunderstanding was made at an inn uh, that just so happened to actually be in Alderwyn. Um, Shortly after combat had come to a close, partly with the aid of the man in all black that was introduced as Marshall earlier, um, he intervened and actually convinced both parties to stop fighting.
Oh, thank
Immediately,
goodness.
immediately after the fight had actually stopped, the Elven Ranger Niala, somewhat befriended Mistral. Since then, the two of them have actually worked very closely together on several missions, and on more than one occasion, Mistral, Faith, and uh, Niella have actually been the MVPs in various different battles throughout all of Amaru. Uh, this was the teaming up of an elven druid, an elven ranger, Her, I believe I said it was a raven, no, her hawk companion, and Mistral, the Genasi.
I'm gonna relay that information to him and toot my horn a little.
Well, it sounds as if you've had some serious battles in your time. It is
Yeah.
quite amazing you're still here.
Yes, I am, and now I am much stronger, so that I will keep my beauty until the day I die, and I don't have to eat or drink, but I do enjoy and wine.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yes, the being following the path of a monk comes with many things, like shooting fireballs and not aging, technically.
The path of a paladin isn't an easy. It's been a very big experience my entire life.
Do you like it?
It's all I know. It's
You
all
were
I will
raised
be.
like that?
Way to make it sad again.
Okay,
I was raised as a paladin, but it's what I know.
I see.
so the 2 hours come to a close, and the sun rises in the east.
And sets in the west.
Of course, as the sun rises, I have to stand there all heroically again.
I love the sun because I am the way of the soul.
As
Always that 1 foot up on the
Oh,
rock
sorry,
thing.
that's my fault. Hold on, I'll turn that off.
as you all slowly awaken, you actually do look up Fenmir to see a man standing very heroically near you with his cloak billowing. You feel around, and there is no wind yet again.
I want to say, can I say that my character is sitting where the sun is rising, kind of near him, but not too close, and she's levitating slightly off the ground while meditating while the sun rises because she loves it.
Yeah, I will actually allow that completely.
Yeah, because she can levitate slightly off.
Mhm.
Cool. And then he sees her and wonders where she's been.
Okay, so I will also say that because of the hero's feast from the previous night, you do not actually have to uh, make breakfast or anything like that. You still are considered full and get all the good
We are
benefits.
sustained.
What does it mean when the
I,
food is blessed?
I will turn. I will turn to the druid party and I will tell him, "Oh, that food was quite good. I still feel full."
What you
It
mean?
means it was sneezed on by a god,
You
clearly.
you mean my spell purify food and water? It
Yeah,
just
was that?
makes it not have poison and diseases.
Oh my god, the
You
food.
know,
Yes.
Heroes Feast already cures
Yeah,
us
I
of
know. That
poisons
was
and
the
diseases.
You
joke.
know what's funny? He thinks you're dirty and diseased.
That was the joke.
Gotta get
Yes.
rid of chlamydia somehow.
So you've all benefited from a long rest,
Wow,
which
you're really
means
racist against Canardians.
wow.
No, if anyone's gonna be racist, it's not gonna be against you, Canard.
I don't think.
Of course, it'd be against me.
No one said anything about you.
I'm
Okay,
sorry, Chimpy.
so
Chim
both
chim.
Bor and uh, what was the other guy's
What's his
name?
name again?
Giblet.
Giblet.
Oh,
Giblet.
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 Edgard's two servants disassemble everything, and as you all witness them doing this, apparently both of them seem to cast some sort of shrinking spell on his various furniture, and some
Capsule.
of
Oh,
the
so they Merlined it into the frickin' bag
essentially
from
yes.
Sword in the Stone.
Most of it is shrunken down and put into a bag that seems to have no bottom to it whatsoever, and then
Prestidigitarium.
the rest of it is collapsed, folded up nicely and neatly, and then also put into the bag as well.
Yes.
Ah, I seem you have done a good job of putting all of it away. Thank you very much, good sirs. We must press onward now.
Okay, so
I guess we all mount up.
you all mount up and head down. It is actually quite a lovely day. The sun is out. There's a as you ride, you can feel a nice chilled breeze, but with the morning sun's warmth, it just makes the entire experience that much more wonderful. You ride on for an entire day and find yourselves about a half day's ride away from your destination, which is She Eleanor.
Should we make camp again before we go in?
Again.
Why?
Well, we're about half a day's ride out.
We don't need to make camp.
Well,
We're
I guess
good.
I'll cast Hero's Feast again because it will wear off by the time we get there.
Yeah, it would have worn off by now.
It's a 24-hour spell. Wouldn't have worn off
Yes.
yet.
If we're half day out and it's a 24-hour spell, we still have 12 hours.
No.
We just rode a whole day.
You rolled an
Yeah,
entire.
but don't forget about the sleep.
You
No,
rode
I'm
an
saying,
entire day.
I'm saying if he casts it again, we're half day out.
Okay. You guys did Heroes Feast, and then there was about an hour or two's worth of RP before you guys rest. So that was 10 hours there. And then an entire day is.
I
24 hours.
thought it was 6 hours. So it'd be 8 hours between the two.
Well,
Because there was 3 watches.
You sleep for 6 hours, but 2 of those hours, which is a full 8 hours, is actually going to be watching.
Uh,
All right, roll that hero's feast.
It's cocked.
I have that issue too.
14 this time. So you don't have 16, you have 14 now.
How dare you make me lose 2 HP?
Dang, that's gonna get me killed.
All right. So the Hero's Feast is laid out before you. Would you like to fast forward to the next day, or do you want to actually go through the?
We can fast forward. We don't have
Yeah,
much time.
Okay. So you have your feast. Your camp is made. Once again, Edgar doesn't do jack shit. His servants do everything for him. Everybody sleeps in pretty much the same order as they did the last time. And it is now the next morning. Once more, you are sated by the Heroes Feast, so there's no need for breakfast or even really lunch later on.
Good feast again, good druid.
You continue to ride on and eventually find yourselves in the outskirts of Illinois. Now, when you arrive, it is a massive forest area. There's forest as far as the eyes can actually see. Um, but as you approach and get closer, you start to notice that the forest sort of takes this large circular shape for quite a distance. And it's about the size of what you would consider to be an average sized village. Um, throughout all the villages that you've actually seen, some of them are much larger than others, some of them are smaller than others. This one kind of sits right in the middle of its actual size, but everything is pure forest. Nothing seems to be um, made out of stone. How do you approach?
Well, I would like to survey the area.
I would like to also take a look around.
I would
Okay.
like to cast Detect Good and Evil.
Okay. Go ahead and cast Good and Evil. Oh wait, that's just instant cast. No roll
No roll necessary.
Did,
Okay.
Hmm?
did you say stuff was made out of stone?
No, there doesn't seem to really be anything made out of stone here.
Okay.
At least from what you can see right now. How far is the distance?
It's on me, and it's 30 feet. So if anything, as I'm walking around, comes into the area that's either good or evil, I know about it. You know if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as
Oh
the
yeah, you
next
can
location.
concentrate on. You can like stays up for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Nice.
So
I thought about taking that too.
when you do this, you do not feel anything at first. What is the marching order?
Am I in the front?
I'm
for
I
you to
second.
assume I'm in the
count
front.
I'm near the front for sure, but like I'm also like looking around. You know,
If
I
I
don't
think
know.
you have Detect Good and Evil just as a paladin in general.
I'm on point.
It could be
It's-
it could be depending on what paladin.
Okay, I'm hearing far too many people taking point and or being in the front. Who is in the front?
Me with my cloak of elvenkind up. I've put
Okay.
it over my head.
All right. And
All right,
then
I'll be right behind him, but I'm also looking. I'm looking around, like I said.
okay.
I will use my
kind of wanted to be
my
behind him.
staff to at will cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
That's nice.
Ooh, fireworks.
I don't have to use a spell slot for that, so that's
I
awesome.
I want to ask you guys, do you enter into what you can tell or see is the center of this grove, essentially this massive tree and all that? Do you enter from the north, south, east, west?
Well, we were
I
coming from the
suppose.
north of it.
So I would say
I-
we'd enter from the north.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's fair to say.
it kind of determines the guy in point to determine which way we're going. So,
No, I
which way you
understand,
going?
but you could have marched around it
Yeah,
to see if
I'd
you could
say
possibly.
come in from the east. Like we came down from the north and kind of wrapped around just to get a little look see, and then enter from the east.
Everybody, ideas? Either north or east.
I'm fine with either.
I'm all for looking at it, more intently before we go in.
Looking from afar
Yeah,
first.
I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Okay. So
I
you
kinda
enter,
wanna go
you
for that.
approach from the north, but instead of just immediately going in from the north, you actually start to sort of circle around the massive tree area, and you eventually find yourselves on the east side of this entire this tree formation, essentially. Um, and you enter from the east. Now, northeast, southeast, or just east?
Just east.
Trev?
Just east.
Okay.
Just east.
I'm gonna go with it.
Yep.
He's leading the way. Just east.
Okay.
Just east.
So,
I'm not in points, so
Azerta, I want to know if
Sir.
anyone is standing next to you.
Um,
It depends on how
I would
closely
say
they want to
Chimpy
follow.
Chimpy would have.
Like I said, I'm probably about 5 feet behind him.
Okay.
I guess it depends on if they want to let me do my stealth stuff or we're just going to go together, in which case it doesn't really matter.
All
Well, I
right.
cast Pass Without Trace, so everybody gets a plus 10 to their stealth roll.
All right. So everybody is going to roll stealth.
So roll your stealth and then add 10 to it, plus your stealth
Oh boy.
modifier.
dude, I already have a +9, so I can't fail.
You have plus 19 now, yeah.
Well, that's a lot.
Man, I always hate how there it is.
I got a 24.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, I have a
disadvantage.
27.
Where is Mistral, Fenrir?
Oh, you have disadvantage because you're heavy armor?
Yep.
Parkour?
It's okay. You got
Fenrir's in the middle.
That tells me nothing.
I mean, my spot got overtaken, so I guess I'm in the
Okay.
back.
We have Azerta and Chimpy in the very front. We have Edgar directly behind Azerta.
Well, then I'd be behind Edgard.
Then that's not actually the middle. That is the back.
say
Unless, for some weird reason, Mistral is right behind you. Or Rakur.
Well, I said I was going to be in the front. That way my detect good and evil could happen like immediately, but everyone else decided to be in front of me, so I'm in the back.
Okay. I'm just going to say you're behind Chimpy.
I mean, I don't care the order. I mean, I just figured you guys want me in front.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
want him in
definitely
front.
want you in front.
But I need to be
the.
I need to be near the.
Well,
But
then
I
Fenrir,
also
That
need.
sucks.
Fenrir's in the very back then. Might as
Okay.
well.
I'm putting down the order because I'm not getting
Christian
just answers.
Yeah,
That looks cool though.
Yeah.
just for me, I'm just saying I need to be near the front. I like him in front, but I need to be near the front because Uras and shit.
Well, it didn't
Why
go
do you
through
need to be
that.
near the front?
So you're
Because
in
I'm a paladin.
you're in
So-
2 by 2 by 2.
You
As
guys
you
are all
actually,
fronters.
as you are entering into what seems to be a massive clearing that actually creates this huge grove, Rakur, your detect good and evil immediately goes up, and you start to sense evil nearby.
Where?
In fact, as you look around and scan, you can see 4 bearded devils just southeast of. to the southeast of where your current location is.
Well, all right, that was easy.
So they're to the left of us,
So
basically.
they're like big bearded dragon.
Pretty much. No, bearded
Is he
devils.
They're
Is
bearded
he-
devils.
Anthony left.
Christian, what do you do with this information?
I mean, I clearly pointed out.
As you
There's
enter
evil?
in,
No,
Oh my god, you fucking yelled.
Yep.
Evil.
I don't point it out
Okay.
to you.
so everybody starts to sneak
Oh,
in,
whatever.
but then Rakur's armor starts to make too much noise, and he stops briefly, and that's when his sense evil goes off.
Excuse me.
As soon
What
as he
makes you
points
think I
out,
failed that stealth check?
well, what did you roll?
I rolled a 16, thank you.
Was that with
That's
That
a
was
lot
total?
lower than my 35.
Yeah, is that total? Because I had a 27.
All right, you know what, you
25.
fucks? I have
You
a
had a plus 10.
I have 10 dexterity.
I have
I know
these
that feel.
big-
I played a barbarian.
Heavy arms.
Yeah, Rakur, you still were detected as you were
Alright.
entering.
That's fine.
Was that you didn't roll like
I
for 20?
Okay,
knew
so
it was pointless to try and stealth with this many people.
you have 4 bearded devils just down over here. And as you approach, they are alerted to your location. You've basically lost all chance of actually having stealth. All 4 of them notice you,
Always one person.
and as you look over at them, you see that there are various dead bodies, elves, half-elves, and humans all around.
Not very nice. Fenmir.
I don't like it.
Okay, so roll initiatives.
I've been waiting for this.
Yeah. It's pretty freaking high.
God damn.
Oh, you shut up.
I rolled a 1. Fuck off.
Oh god.
So plus your dex?
That's a 10.
Okay, shut up.
Wait.
Plus
Just
your
kidding,
initiative.
Just kidding, that's not a 1, that's a 7. My bad. It looked like a 1. I could've, so that's a,
17
Okay.
then.
no, yeah.
25 to 20?
Why is it plus 10?
I have plus
She's a monk.
She said
You
plus
have
9.
Oh.
Is
16.
any, what, 25 to 20?
22.
23? How did I beat you?
You probably have the same as me. Do you have plus 9?
I have plus 8.
It's one number. You just rolled better than me.
Yes.
20.
17.
If I,
Hold on. 25 to 20 is if you have a number that is 20 to 25, you say it, but no one else.
23. He has
Ah.
22. He has 20.
I like how you pointed like we knew.
Yeah.
like, I know.
Okay, and Fenmir got 20? You
Yep.
got 20. Okay.
Yes, 8.
Here goes
You
your
were
stuff.
I was just eating.
How do you spell Fenmir again?
Fenmaer.
Oh, M-A-E.
I thought it was spelled Stupid.
Okay.
That's how we spell it in Canardia.
20 to 15.
Uh,
One of you.
I got 17.
And here I am, the monk.
Okay, what you got?
16.
Yeah, she got 16. Hey, you're the ranged monk, so you don't even have to get near them. You can just hit them with fucking.
No, because
bolts.
I can get 2 unarmed strikes as my bonus action, so I have. So I can
You can
attack
hit-
3 times.
You can fucking throw out a bunch of balls of light to hit these things.
I just use all my key points, right?
Okay. 15 to 10. 10 to 5.
What?
He's not a dex-based character.
Oh my god.
What did you roll?
2!
Oh my god.
Fuck.
I know who's going last.
All right. So as you approach,
The world's saddest violin.
Unfortunately, Rakur's metal clinking did alert the bearded devils. All 4 of them have turned to the group and are essentially getting ready to attack. But Edgar, go ahead. You're up first.
How far away am I? Because it's hard to see these maps.
Wait, paladins have high dex?
They can.
If they
Honestly,
feel
Dex,
like it.
honestly, Dex Paladins are a better min-max build than Strength Paladins, but that's not important.
They are 35 across and 45 down.
Oh, they
So
are.
they are going to be out of range of your movement speed
Hold on, let me Pythagorean theorem this real quick.
unless you were to use your bonus action to dash, which I don't believe you actually have the ability to.
Nope.
Nope.
He can action dash.
Oh yeah, if you use your entire action, you would basically dash. You will not have any kind of attack outside of what would be a bonus action that you might be able to cast with your spells. But you're a paladin, most of those require you to use an actual regular action.
They are 57 feet away. You're welcome.
Oh, I can still hit them.
You know, I fucked up because I was looking at Ian's character sheet.
Did we loot? What happened?
No, I had Ian's character sheet open because I was looking at something, and so when I looked at the initiative, and it was Ian's initiative.
So you don't have +9.
When I rolled,
You're fine.
it's
No
fine.
one.
It doesn't matter. If I'm a fucking.
She has like probably
What?
+8.
I can't see anybody on my screen.
That's
Neither
weird.
can I.
I see everyone.
Just
I assume Anthony just died.
did it just take a? Did his power go out this time for real?
Anthony.
I've
What?
got.
Well, that's odd. You guys can't see me, but you can still hear me. We're gonna take a quick break until I figure out what just happened.
we're back. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Discord is Discord sometimes, and things happen. Okay, so Edgar, you're up. They are 45 feet down, the closest one, which is this one. 45 feet down. Well, this one is also 35 feet away, so this one would be significantly less. They are completely out of range for your movement.
Edgar would use his entire action to go all the way there. Screw it. That's what Edgar would do.
Okay. So
he's gonna run at him even if he can't get to him.
All right, which one is he running at specifically? These are the two.
It's kind of hard to see it, but who's the actual most closest guy? Because that's who I would charge at.
Technically, they would both be considered the closest because this
one.
one.
You said there's a bunch of enemies by that one.
There's 4 of those 4 dots down there.
Yeah. I'm thinking I'm seeing a bunch of them clumped up right there. I want to go towards the guy who's with the other guys.
One second. Let me go ahead. Number.
I see a bunch of enemies in one spot versus one enemy in one spot. I'm gonna go for the bunch of enemies.
Okay, so Edgar is going for the 1. All right, and you move your entire speed or movement.
Yep.
Plus
that's what he would
action to dash. So how do you want to dash specifically?
Heroically.
With the cape billowing in the wind.
With the cape flowing, billowing in the wind, and like charging like almost like an anime style of like sliding. Almost crazy.
45 feet down, 35 feet across. Do you want to go directly across and then down, or down and then across?
Directly at them.
Thank you. You have 2 options: across then down, or down then across.
Just straight at those guys.
It doesn't fucking matter. I'm putting you.
Naruto runs over there.
Yeah, just right at them. Straight. The straightest path.
That does not actually mean anything when you have 2 routes to go that are straight to him.
What do you mean 2 routes?
Down and down.
It doesn't matter. We're wasting time. Just put in front of an enemy.
I'm right there.
It's semantics at this point.
No, it isn't. He's either on this side or on this side. You see the difference? One.
From where we were at?
You've put him there, so that's
put him
where
there. That's fine.
Yeah, I put him there.
So next turn.
Please.
And you wonder why I'm an angry dwarf.
That isn't even character
I
issue.
figured it's
That
just
is-
why you were short. It's because you were short.
That too.
That would explain things for Amber.
Do you do anything else?
He can't.
I thought you said that was my entire action.
That's your entire action, yes. But
Oh, you can bonus action something.
You can do
Alright,
a
alright.
bonus action if you have the ability to bonus action.
All right, I got you. I thought you meant like I couldn't do anything else. If that's the case.
Just remember, the majority of your smites will depend on you actually hitting your opponent with a melee weapon before using a smite. I think there is only maybe 1 or 2 smites that do not require that.
I don't think you can smite for a bonus action though.
No.
Yes.
I thought smite was a bonus action.
Yes, the hit
Well, I
smite.
thought the concentration spell smites were bonus action.
Yeah, he'd have to hit, but he can't hit if he used his action.
That's my point. Is he?
I know. I'm waiting on something.
There are maybe 1 or 2 smites that do not actually require him to hit something prior to using his bonus action smite. Most of his smites do require him to hit something prior to activating it, but all smites are essentially bonus action.
All right, here's what I'm going to do then. Since I have my free action, I'm going to switch weapons. So I put the shield up.
No.
I can't. That's a free action. I thought.
Well, no, because you just got engaged. You are now engaged with an enemy.
Yeah, you are engaged with an enemy. It will cost you a bonus action to switch from one weapon to another. What did you had what equipped first?
I would have had my 2-handed weapon out first, but I will swap.
So bonus action, you ordered one of your you ordered Boar to run over with the pack and
What? No, I'm not doing it that way because that you said I'd get more negatives that way. I carry them on.
No. Okay, if you're carrying them on you, then yes, you're still bonus action switching to sword and shield.
Yeah.
All right, so now go ahead and equip your shield in your equipment. That will give you the bonus to your AC.
Okay.
Okay. And next up is Azurta, because that is basically your turn.
Oh right, is he within 5 feet of that bearded devil?
Edgard is, yes.
All right, then I'm gonna move to where I'm 30 feet away from that bearded devil, and I'm gonna shoot it with my short bow +2.
Okay, so that's 5 feet ahead, and then 30 down and 5 across, in order to get into the range that you want to be.
That's fine. I have 30-foot movement speed. If it needs more, I'll just bonus action dash.
Okay, if you want to, then you can bonus action dash all the way over here, and I believe that would still allow you. Yep.
I just want to be within 30 feet because that's the range on the. Actually, no. The short bow's range is 80 feet. What?
Short bow's ranges are far.
Ooh, I thought it was way less.
Short
could be
30
where you
feet is
are.
the 30 feet is the minimum amount of distance you require for the short bow for you to not get a disadvantage.
Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever.
Okay. So do you want to be down here then?
No, I'm gonna stay where I'm at since I don't have to move closer. I thought I had to move closer to shoot him.
Okay.
I don't.
Fair enough. Yeah. Go ahead then.
Does a 29 hit?
Jesus Christ.
Yes,
Yep.
29 is gonna hit.
He's gonna take 9d6 damage.
Well, it seems.
I don't like the little ones.
Amber, you're speaking and no words are coming out.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
10.
I was not muted.
No, you weren't. You're just speaking and no words are coming out.
5.
So I need to.
He takes 40 damage.
Okay.
And that is my turn because I don't need to do anything else.
All right. Next up is this little guy.
Oh wow, he rolled higher than me?
Yes.
Jesus.
No, that's not who that is. Sorry.
Wait, Rico, did you see how much temp HP we got from the since you did it again?
We got
14.
14.
Oh,
So just 14.
All right. He's gonna go in for a multi-attack, 1 with his tail and 2 with his
amongst thought.
claws. That is a 10 to hit.
No, that
Who's he
probably does
attacking?
not hit him.
Edgard, you're the only one in combat right now.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he doesn't hit me.
Okay. 16 to hit.
Nope.
Your AC is 17 now, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay. Then in that case, it doesn't hit at all. It goes to strike you 3 different times. All 3 hits go wide. You basically just shield block the tail, shield block the
Ha
claw, shield block the other claw, forcing his hand to basically his tail and claws to essentially extend as if he just couldn't hit you at all. Next up is Fenmir.
Oh, perfect. I'm gonna turn to Mistral and I go. Go blow them all away, and I cast haste.
Okay.
So I cast haste on the monk.
Yep.
Taste of-
So
I believe
you get a whole extra action.
you get an entirely extra action. So even
So that means you can attack 6 times in a turn, Amber. You're welcome.
It's gonna suck when 10 rounds go by and all those enemies are still there.
Wait, where are they at? And where are we at?
And
they're
then
down here.
Double click
Yeah.
his screen
Or
and then
up
you
here.
can see his map.
Well, no, I could see it. I'm just wondering. We're
And
here and
then
there.
I'm going to use my Staff of the Woodlands. I'm going to use one of the charges. Um, let's see.
Well, actually, technically, I can attack like 6 times if I use flurry of blows.
That's what he said.
Are there any tree? Is there a tree next to me?
There are plenty of trees all around you.
Can I use 5 charges of my Oh, never mind. Just kidding. That's an 8-hour casting time. Can't use that.
What was he trying to do?
I was trying to awaken a tree to have it fight with us.
You should have.
You could have done that on the way here, but you fucked up.
That's okay. It's quite all right. I don't have much I can do as a bonus action. That isn't concentration because that'll drop haste.
Did we kill one of them?
No.
No, things died yet. Not even close.
Fuck
Nothing's
me, it's
even
been
hit.
1 turn. Calm down.
Oh, did one of them
I'll
go?
go-
Is that why?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and run down towards where Edgard is. And yeah, I'll just use my full movement,
What's your full movement?
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. Down or across? You're not going to make it directly to him.
I'll just go across. I'll head just so that if there are any that are gonna come around, I'm just basically gonna try to flank these ones, so I get a better shot at them with my magics.
Okay. This is legitimately as far as you can get.
That's fine.
How many feet
I'll
are
take
they
it.
away?
Wait, then how would Edgar get all the way over there?
He
doubled
dashed.
He dashed.
That's
How
only
is it?
60.
He has more movement speed as a paladin, I think.
Wait, how many feet are they away from?
57
I am 50.
by Pythagorean theorem.
Paladins.
I've
I don't think he has that much movement speed, but
Wait. Oh, I'm
He told
sorry.
me I could use my entire action to do the double run.
Well, yeah,
Sorry.
that's still double your. That's still only double your movement speed.
I apologize.
Right,
I
50.
misread the graph.
He said it was 57 feet, which my double my movement speed would be 60 feet.
I mean,
That's
It
based
depends
off of
on-
math. That's not based off the grid.
it's also not based off of I'm not. We're not saying the information was correct.
Okay, so you were actually over here. 30 feet straight across.
Can they just
That's
move
fine.
2 feet up? My
You
movement
can
speed,
you can
50.
30. You have a ranged attack.
I know, but I can't attack a lot. The range.
But also,
You can hit him twice.
No, but
Okay.
you also have a whole other action, Amber,
Oh, that's right.
because I casted haste on you,
I can just
and
move.
it doubles your
You
movement
could
speed.
literally just dash.
Oh, I
Okay.
don't have to dash.
You don't even have to dash.
That's true.
Next up is Chimpy.
I didn't realize it doubled movement speed.
Of course, I'm really pissed off right now, so I'm going to go into rage.
To rage just.
And
And then I'm going to run as close as I can to the bottom right enemy with my dash as well. So that's going to be 70 feet.
Because he has
I'm
a
able to
35
run.
movement speed.
After this turn, I gotta go.
okay.
And can I attack?
Do you have the ability to? You've used your action to dash.
Yeah, Trevor, if you use your action essentially your whole action takes both your attacks away.
Okay, then that's it. That is my turn.
Okay. But at the very least, he's still raging. So the dwarf just grips his two
Nah.
axes. He
And he
makes that
runs really
noise.
fucking fast.
His muscles tighten, and he just dashes into combat, going straight for Bearded Devil number 5, or Barb Devil number 5. I'm sorry, I said Bearded Devil. I meant Barb. Number 4.
I'm a bearded devil.
Okay.
You are.
Next up is actually Barb Devil number 1, the one that was attacked earlier by Azerta.
Oh no, he can bonus action dash.
Can he?
Yeah,
No,
but
he
he
used his
raged.
bonus action to rage.
Rage.
Yeah,
Oh,
he did.
okay. Yeah, 'cause
Alright.
he can dash as a bonus action while raging.
This one is also going to go for 3 attacks on Edgard. That was a nat 20 for the tail attack.
Pretty sure that hit me.
That is a 18 for the claw attack number 1.
Ouch.
And a 14 for claw attack number 2. Okay, so the tail is
Do these all look the same? They're just barbed devil.
the tail attack is going to be a 13 piercing damage,
Okay.
and the claw attack. Oh, I'm sorry. No, actually, that's 26 piercing damage. And then the claw attack is just. I'm sorry. No. That is
Did you add their modifier?
23. 23 is the piercing damage for the tail attack, and then the claw attack is just going to be 4 piercing damage.
I
Okay.
did math there for a second.
27 total.
No, I mean like because the stuff you told me before, I'd already applied it, and so I had to math how much more I needed to put in there.
Fair enough. All right, Mistral, you're up.
Okay.
All right, go Amber with your 110 movement speed.
Okay. I'm gonna go one that's attacking Schaefer.
Please help me out here. Thank you.
So you can legitimately run to any one of them and you're going to get them.
Yeah, but I just want to go to the one he's fighting because if it tries to go after him, I can just send
She gets the opportunity attack it.
an opportunity and then send. It doesn't get to
Which-
fucking
Which one are you going for?
the one that. Which one's the one that's attacking?
They both are.
Or that just
Who,
attacked him?
who is him?
Oh,
Edgard.
guard.
Okay.
I'd go for the one that hasn't attacked yet, because then you'll get to
Just-
opportunity attack it possibly.
Just to say, okay, this is Barb Devil number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Please, I would prefer if you actually.
Well, I couldn't
filled out what
see
they are.
until I can still barely see.
Yeah, I can't actually see your guys' screens right now because I'm off that screen.
I know. I didn't know where they have numbers. So which Barb Devil? So the one that. Ian, what were you saying?
So
I'm
did
just
Barb Devil
saying-
number 3 just attack?
Yes,
Okay.
Barb Devil number 1 and 3 have attacked so far.
Oh,
Okay.
then it doesn't matter. Just hit the one that has.
Go for 1 or 3.
Yeah, it actually doesn't matter.
Okay, I guess 3. I'm going to go for just an unarmed strike, and I'm gonna use key point to use stunning strike
Okay.
Why unarmed when you can use a quarterstaff?
because you can't. Well, because then I can't do other.
Yeah, she can't stunning strike when it's a quarterstaff.
Yeah, you have.
can't?
Well, actually, you can.
No,
It
you
counts
can,
as a
but
melee weapon.
what if you do flurry of blows? It has to be with unarmed strikes. A lot of my skills I have to be unarmed. So I
All
need
right,
to.
roll the hit, Amber.
Yeah. Yeah, Ian. I would use my quarterstaff for other things, but this is opt.
You can flurry of blows with a weapon in your hand.
No, you can't.
Flurry of blows is 2 additional unarmed strikes.
Yep.
It just
unarmed
says
strike.
as a bonus action. That's all it says.
Yeah. That
Quarterstaff is one-handed.
A quarterstaff can be
Isn't
wielded
it?
with one hand or two hands.
Yeah,
It
it's
says,
versatile.
it says no, hold on. It says you can make 2 unarmed. You spend a key point with flurry of blows to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. Unarmed strikes means you're unarmed.
Yeah,
Right,
but
but
it's
but you still
additional.
have-
You hit them with
you have
the
4
bow, the
attacks.
quarterstaff, and they'll
Hold on. You are a monk. Your feet and fists are all unarmed strikes.
Even with the quarterstaff.
If you are
Yeah.
holding
The quarterstaff you wield with your hands.
the quarterstaff you are only wielding with your hands. You can hold with one hand.
Sorry, the literal term confused me. Unarmed.
Yes, so you can still hit them with the quarterstaff, use a key point to actually do flurry of blows, and then you just basically kick and punch with the hand that does not have the quarterstaff in.
Yeah, you could free one hand.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry. I never even played a monk this high.
No problem. You're good.
They get more broken as they get higher levels, so
And I just
I've never
casted
played
haste on you, so I made you just slightly more broken.
Okay, well I'm still gonna just and then spend a key to make strike. So I have to hit. I guess I'll just have my quarterstaff
Okay.
then.
roll.
So you have a plus 11.
Yeah, I know. Don't jinx it. That's a 21.
21 is gonna hit.
Okay. And then he has
Just so
to
you
make
know, you will have to actually not be holding the quarterstaff if you try to use your other attacks, your energy blast, essentially. So, what was the damage?
Hold on, I'm confused. How come I have to not be wearing your staff? It doesn't say.
Okay, if you're
For
using
your energy blasts.
Stop. If you're using any kind of energy blast that you can do as a Sun Soul monk, you cannot be wielding, or at least you cannot be holding the quarterstaff. But I can say that you stuck it into the ground, used the key attack, and then grabbed your quarterstaff again. It's fine. I'm just pointing that out.
Okay, I just wasn't sure because it didn't say anything, so I.
Yeah, you just have to think about visually how this is happening in your head.
Oh, that was shitty. That's a 8 damage.
8. Okay.
And then she also used stunning strikes, so they have to make a con save of 15.
Yeah.
Nat 20.
Oh shit, that's saved.
Yeah, he's saved. He's not stunned.
You got 3 more regular attacks, Amber.
No, well, I'm gonna use my action to.
Huh?
I said I'm gonna use. Fuck, I forgot. I'm really mad that you guys can barely hear me sometimes.
No, it's that you cut out a lot.
Well, everyone's using the internet right now.
No, it's a Discord thing.
Discord's being shitty.
You
I'm
just have
going
to turn your the voice detection up some.
Okay, well, that's not happening right now, so I thought we fixed it. Anyway, I'm going to use my bonus action to do
Don't you have-
flurry. What?
I was gonna say, don't you have 2 attacks?
She has 2 attacks per
I'm
action.
still
and
on my first attack.
And I also casted haste, so she has 2 more attacks as a secondary action, and then she has a bonus action that she can flurry of blows and do 6 attacks.
Guys, let
So
me
she
play
could do
her
6
character.
attacks
Are you
total.
Yeah,
Fuck.
Jesus, guys, let me play my
Stop.
fucking character.
Just
I thought
let
Haste
her
only
do her
had one
thing.
thing.
I already. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna use my bonus action to do flurry of blows, and then. So I'm just spending a key point, another key point. So I'm making 2 more unarmed strikes. So I have to roll for both still to hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
She only gets one. She doesn't get an extra bonus action. She only gets an extra action.
Yeah.
Right.
Ian, shut up. Okay. What did I just say? Okay, well that one's a 21 again.
That's it.
The other one's a 28.
No, they're both it.
Okay, I'm gonna roll my damage. Wow, I'm rolling really bad damage this life. I rolled 2 ones on the die.
Wow.
Yeah, I rolled a 2, my first attack, and then I rolled 2 ones, so that's a 14 damage. I'm so sad. This is what happens when I'm honest with my dice roll.
You should always be honest with your dice.
I know, it just sucks because I'm rolling the absolute worst. I have a 1 in 8 chance of rolling a 1, and I happen to do it.
Okay, so that
Nico,
was
you
both.
only gain 1 additional action with haste, even yours.
Right, and with an
Yes.
action, you get 2 attacks per action.
And that was still only my first attack. Now I'm going to attack again. Okay,
Yeah, fuck them up.
Okay, secondary action with 2 attacks.
that's a
She's still
20.
finishing her first action.
She
Yeah,
just
I'm still.
finished it.
Yeah, no.
No,
No,
because she only attacked once.
once, and then she used flurry of blows, and then is attacking again, and then she has
Oh,
2 more attacks.
So she did 2 key points to stunning strike and flurry of blows.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, now I attack, and that's a 26.
that's hidden.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll my damage for the love of God. Just. Oh, okay, well, that's 9 damage. Okay. Okay, and now this is my second action. They pretty much just punch.
You punch a lot.
Yeah, you
Punch.
punch a lot.
Punch,
You just-
kick, elbow, whack with the stick.
Actually, you can cast fucking burning hands.
I can.
I don't know if that's a good idea. Devils usually
Yeah,
have a
as
fire
of
resistance.
right now.
Yeah, I don't know if doing any of my. Well, does radiant sunbolt doesn't count as fire damage?
It's
No, it's
radiant.
radiant.
It's radiant.
Yeah, it counts as radiant damage. It's not actually fire damage.
If these are bearded devils.
She's the Jane Claude Van Damme.
Radiant damage is usually not resisted by very many things. I will say that.
Radiant is kind of like just damage that can like hit most anything. Like
Only thing
and-
better is force damage.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm seeing if I want. I'm seeing how radiant sunbolt works. Is when you gain extra attack, the special attack can also be used for any of the attacks you make as part of your attack action.
Yeah, you can just replace any of your attacks with the radiant sunbolt.
Okay. And I do radiant sunbolt then. Just. I want to
Yeah.
use radiant sunbolt. I just want to Kamehameha in the face. And I also want to see if it's weak to it. Okay, well, let me. Does it 18 hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Well. Oh, I think I can. Okay, I'm not gonna use all my key points in one turn right now.
Yeah, don't.
So I'm just gonna let that. Okay, it's this 1d8, and that's a 13. Monk's turns take forever.
13 radiant damage.
13 radiant. Does it look like it hurt it extra?
It tanked it, but it didn't actually do any. I wouldn't say it tanked it. It took the full damage, but it doesn't look like it does extra damage to it.
Okay. Okay. I still have another attack. I really want a stunning strike it, but it didn't work at first.
It's fine. You don't have to worry about it.
I guess I'll just attack it again. Just a nice, good old tackaroni. That's a with my quarterstaff. That's a 28.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, well, it's just
If you roll anything higher than a 20, just assume it hits.
okay. That's a 13 damage.
Actually, hold on. Sorry. Schaefer brought this to my attention.
What?
But it's up to you, Anthony, whether you want to allow the full action with 2 attacks, or if you want it to be, because it says in parentheses 1 weapon attack only.
Oh.
And I just read that. Schaefer brought it to my attention. And I looked it up. I googled it and everything.
One
So-
weapon attack? Does that mean? What about unarmed attacks?
So it'd be a single attack.
You just. Oh yeah, you just the last attack you did, you technically didn't get.
Oh, and I rolled actually good for that attack.
But you get an AC bonus of +2.
For the whole turn.
God,
Okay.
you guys need to tell me things like
That's
correctly
fine.
the first time.
Well, this is one of the reasons why whenever Rico tells me the rulings on certain things, I get upset with him, because sometimes he's actually wrong. He misreads things, or he just goes off of homebrew rules, whatever the case is. And it's just like, okay, can you at least be honest, or just look it up?
I mean, it
or something?
happened.
It's fine.
It's not
fine.
that I'm being dishonest. I'm going off of what I have seen. I have not seen
No,
that ruling
that's-
ever.
yes, we
And
know.
now that I've read it, it makes sense.
No,
But
I understand. It's
I've
fine.
gone off
It's
the
fine.
other thing.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Corrected the issue. It's fine.
So I could have just said nothing, but you're welcome.
Don't be
Okay.
sassy.
So next up is going to be the one that is actually in front of Chimpy, and he's going to attack Chimpy.
That
is
was his first mistake.
15 to hit.
Negative.
Well, if 15 didn't hit, then a 13 certainly isn't going to hit. Okay. And third strike. Sorry. Yeah, no, 14's not going to hit either.
How long does haste last?
Now you're just
10
making me
turns.
really pissed off.
So next is actually this one, and it's not going to move. It's going to instead just hurl fire at Chimpy.
Bring it on, bitch.
That is a 19 to hit.
I imagine a
Yeah,
little
that's a hit.
angry, raging dwarf. It's just.
It makes sense.
Why would be yelling that it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I have a kid sleeping and a lovely woman sleeping?
So that is 14 fire damage.
Okay.
Wait, no, hold on. I'm looking at history.
It says one weapon attack only.
I know, but weapon attack, does that still count for?
That
I'm
would
looking
count
at.
as your fists, your quarter
Your
staff.
fists are considered
Okay.
weapons.
Yeah, I was just looking at 5e monk with haste. I was just looking at about it.
So now it's Rakur.
Who's gone?
Oh shit, is it really?
He's invisible.
The sun. The sun was too blinding.
I'm going to move closer to them.
Rico already gave me more dex on double advantage on dexterity
I'm going
saving
to move
throws.
diagonally 30 feet. That's not diagonally, that's horizontal.
He's saying that you can't move diagonally.
Why?
He hasn't let anybody else move diagonally.
I know, and I'm wondering why.
What?
What?
I'm not saying anyone can't. I'm at. Okay, we'll talk about this later. Okay. By the way, this area here is actually 10 feet up for both. So this is technically serving as a sort of wall.
Oh, I actually forgot to ask something. It was my turn.
And what are you doing?
Okay, here's my question. So, when you use deflect missile, it says if you have free hand, if the deflect missile damage goes to 0, you can, and if you have a free hand, you can use
Key
your
point to throw it back.
well, not necessarily throw it back, but says you can make an attack. So does that mean if a ranged thing comes at me from far away, I can do the radiant sunbolt?
No, you could legitimately throw it back at them if they are actually right next to you, I suppose, which would be dumb. You could punch them. I guess you could do radiant
Well,
sunbolt if
yeah. Well, because it says you can make a ranged attack.
It says as a monk, as with a monk weapon.
Well,
So
that's an
it would
example.
be your monk dice. So it would be like the same thing as throwing a radiant sunbolt, but I think
Yeah.
it would be it wouldn't be radiant damage.
Okay, so
Oh, I see.
so
Oh, God.
what is Rakur doing?
I'm gonna cast Shatter between the two. That one and the one under it.
So 1 and 3.
No, 3 and 4. Or is that 2?
That's 2 and 4.
Okay. The one under Edgard.
That's
and,
1.
And the one under that.
2.
Okay.
Okay, so do you have to cast it in an unoccupied 5-foot space?
I don't have to, but I will if I hit both of them. If they're more than 10 feet apart.
No, they're 5 feet apart.
Alright, then I cast it on the further one.
So 2.
Yes. It's centered on that one. And I cast it at 3rd level. And it has to make a Constitution saving throw.
And what is the DC?
18.
Number 1 definitely saves. Number 2 does not.
Alright.
That's a good save DC too.
What is it? 3d8? Or no, 4d8. 4d8. 11 thunder damage. That was garbage. Oh wait, no. Sorry, that's wrong. I can't roll once on thunder damage.
Okay.
Add 2 to that, so whatever I said plus 2.
Okay, 13. Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon above the second one.
Above
Above
that
that
one?
one. In the shape of, it's gonna be in the shape of a fishing spear.
Okay.
And it attacks.
All right.
That hits. That's a 29.
Yeah.
Oh, second and it takes 8 force damage.
Okay. And is that it?
Yep.
All right. Back to the top of the order is Edgard. But since it is 21 after 11, I'm going to go ahead and ask for everybody for a vote. We keep going, or do we call it here?
I feel like combat's gonna take a really long
I
time.
say we call it here
Yeah.
because
Agreed.
Schaefer does have to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
It's almost 3 here, and I gotta be up in 2.5 hours.
All right.
Yep,
So
ditto.
we'll go ahead and call it at this point.
I just
and
want
we
to
will-
attack at least once, or I mean 6 times.
Fair enough.
Well, 5 times. Because
5.
I read the spell wrong.
It's okay. I can just flurry of blows twice or something.
No, you flurry of blows
Oh,
once,
dang it, I
but
can't.
attack 3 times.
You're right. Hold on.
Okay. So that is going to be it for tonight. But join us again tomorrow for the conclusion of this two-parter, where
This is why
the,
we need a 2-parter.
the team will actually, hopefully, take down these devils and see what lies beyond what they have just encountered. Thank you, everybody who has actually been watching all the way to the end. For those of you who are watching later on, when it's on archive, or even if you manage to watch it on Twitch before Rico takes it down and then puts it on the archive on the YouTube channel. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate the views. Other than tomorrow's conclusion, was there anything else we wanted to announce?
Make sure, if you like what you see, to follow us on Twitch, subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram. Do all the fun stuff. Tell your friends, tell your friends' friends, tell your dogs, tell your cats, tell your birds, tell everybody who wants to watch, please. Because we love to entertain all your faces. And,
Do we?
yes, we do.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I
Tell
know.
these
guys.
people to tell their pets.
Yeah.
Tell
dogs
their
can
pets.
watch.
Dogs.
Hey, I
On
want
the
a dog.
On the
I want
internet,
dogs
no
to
one
watch
knows
me.
you're a dog.
Actually,
I know for a fact there are 3 dogs watching right now.
Yeah, Rico, you're one of them.
Just to let you guys know, apparently there is a critter who has a bird that loves the D&D Beyond song and basically dances to the D&D Beyond song that Critical Role had actually made. Either
That's
that or
awesome.
it's the Critical Role song itself. I forget which one, but it's a dancing bird. It's fucking adorable. I love it.
Huh.
But anyways, our big goal is to get to 50 followers by October 4th, because that is our 1 year anniversary on the day, October 4th. So that's our goal, is get to 50 followers by then. So if you can help us get there, then it'll be more awesome, because then we can make some more awesome content for you. We can upgrade everything to where we don't have any damn problems every time we have a game day. We could have something more uh, better. That's terrible grammar, but we
It's
can have
like
something a lot better.
yeah, there you go.
And yeah, so help us get there, and we will entertain the shit out of you.
Or
Yeah, Rico will show his tits.
You can't promise that.
It's not a
That's
party.
untrue.
I
I'm
wrote
willing
it
to roll
down.
on that.
But in either case, we've been the Smoking Dragons, where we aren't your average dungeon crawlers. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow for the conclusion to this part. Bye.